Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie Wham Video episode 6.
Number 6? Oh my god, here we go. Alright, come and rock me, Sharon Osiris. We can't say it. We can't say it.
Yeah, don't
see, they're not worried about words like cunt and cock. It's just the other one that they don't like.
It's funny.
You know what it is? It's because YouTube's racist. They don't fucking like Mexican beer.
If you say that, it's funny that you say that, dude, because somebody told me once, they were like, hey, by the way, I found out that YouTube only, a lot of times they'll only search the first minute of the video to see if you're cursing or whatever.
Oh.
And you just said cunt and cock within the first 10
you know
seconds.
what? I'm proving a point.
We were getting demonetized anyway.
Either way, alright, so welcome to the show. We're happy to be here. Hope you all are being safe in the quarantine zones. Stay the fuck away from me. Social distancing is still observed. Lysol your mouths and drink bleach.
We had a Lysol.
No, dude, I'm not kidding.
When he came in.
Don't drink bleach. But there was literally rumors that were going around that people were drinking fucking bleach. It's like this one's a miracle fucking work. Yeah, I swear to God. Hey, after this, we'll smoke embalming fluid.
Hey, it worked in How High. Actually, they smoked dead people.
Yeah, they did. They smoked fingers and got smart.
We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. We have reviews. Brian Carbonillo is our Patreon of the week. He's chosen Demons, the movie Demons, or Demones. Demoni. I don't know how you say it.
Spaghetti Tabanicos.
Bonjour.
It's an Italian film, and that's what they say in Italian.
Yes.
Spaghetti al demonico.
Spaghetti del Mar. I think you just ordered a spaghetti steak. A spaghetti ribeye steak.
In today's time and day, we don't need us. You don't touch my spaghetti.
I always think of Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards, where he's like, you gotta try to pretend to be Italian. And he was like, buongiorno.
Corretto.
He goes, Benjorna. He goes, goddamn Italians. He goes, what I want to know is who the fuck's idea was it to fight out of a fucking basement?
I gotta start fucking Italian films.
Italians.
But no, we have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We got the review for Demons, 1985's Demons, the year of my birth, which was a great year. Indeed, we have the best years. 1985.
The greatest years ever.
But we also have a review for Halloween Night, the 1 hour long fan film that just came out.
Good stuff.
We have news, Final Destination news. We have fucking Nightmare on Elm Street news. Tiny bit of Halloween Kills news to go through. We got trailer reactions for What We Do in the Shadows Season 2, Jason Rising fan film trailer reactions, Merkin's Full House. All that is here, so stay tuned. We're here for your quarantine queefing.
It's a huge show, a king-size show.
I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say kumquat.
There you go.
Foods that start with the letter Q. Shit.
Oh, you said it already.
But first, we've got a beer tasting. We have 2 beer tastings. And the reason that we have 2 beer tastings is because one of them I bought specifically because I know I say this all the time, but I think Jay's going to like this one because the sole purpose of this beer, the sole purpose of its existence on this earth is to rival Michelob Ultra, which as we know is the only beer Jay likes.
Good luck. Good luck. That's like trying to rival Zeus's throne.
But the second beer we have, because we got to have one that he's going to hate. I've already tried this one. I had it the other night. Me and Katie were doing a commentary. It's called Rheingeist Knowledge.
Yeah.
Fucking can's dope as shit.
You get smarter?
No, you get dumb. Because I drank 2 of them and I was like, motherfucker, I'm drunk right now.
So you drank it, there was not much difference.
It's got like an 8.5% alcohol volume. So we'll go with the thing I think you're going to like first.
Trying to get fucked up here, are we?
Yes. Look at this, guys.
Oh, that's a fancy box.
Nice. Then runs you about $13.99.
You know, for such an expensive fucking beer, like, could they have picked a better design of the box? It looks like Big Lots. It looks like, hey, I went to Big Lots, I picked up some beer.
They look like giant Marlboro Reds.
They do.
You just smoke that shit. I'll drink this one because I just put my mouth on it.
This kind of reminds me of, well, I'm not going to say that, but anyway.
Look at this can, guys. It's a fancy-ass can, though.
Ultimate light beer for the journey.
Thank Archer.
I don't know, dude. I'd rather go into a party and ask people if they have any Michelob Ultra on tap rather than goes, hey, guys, got a St. Archer? It's like, you got some St. Archer? It's like fucking next to Zima. It's like, oh, if you were at a fucking biker club, like, yes, I'm sorry, do anybody here have Zima? Anybody? Or St. Archer? Because I'm going to sit your ass.
I got some Smirnoff Light. Smirnoff Ice, that's what it was to be. You ready?
Yep. I got to smell first. That's not, there's no smell.
Smells like Michelob Ultra. Here we go. Different. Doesn't taste like Michelob Ultra, actually.
Yeah.
It's a little foamier.
No, it's not, I don't hate
even the light beer.
No, wait a minute. Now wait a minute. I had just slurped some of that Michelob. Oh,
You slurp something.
I slurped a fucking big dick before my way here. Yeah, who's been on my Grindr profile? Don't interfere. Don't interfere. It's just something. I don't know what it is, man. Like every time it hits the back of my throat, it feels like somebody like slapped a rubber band back there because it's got like a dry, like rubbery taste to it.
I honestly prefer Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, it's got like a rubber taste. Like I mean, the last few ones, like they're strong. Like like the first one I did that we did when the first show, or I don't know what, I can't remember anymore. But it tastes like I was like tearing into a fucking tire from Lowe's.
It was
This
an
one
IPA.
Yeah, but this one's still got like it just tastes like old rubber bands that no one's been using in a long time. Like, you know, it's like those rubber bands that you find in the drawer. You
Yeah.
pull it out and they're like hanging out there, and for some reason you put it in your mouth. I don't know why you would, but
Yeah, I'm actually not that big of a fan, man. Now, instead of the superior light beer, this is the ultimate.
But you know what? I will say I would
Ultimate.
I would drink this if there was no Michelob Ultra available.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean you could do this.
It's not the worst, but
No.
not for $1 or $2 more on the price tag.
No.
You can go ahead and finish that one.
I don't want it.
Here. What's it? So 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and pretty can for the journey. What's the alcohol content on this?
It's not that bad. St. Archer Brewing Company was found on a unique strain of creative talent.
Probably the same as like. Bud
What the
Light.
fuck, dude? Was there goddamn golfers and Nickelback that made this? It's like, this was founded on world-class brewers, artists, musicians, and athletes. This is fucking made by Nickelback and fucking a golfer. This is exactly what they'd be drinking on their carts.
Well, you know, Chris Pratt is the spokesman for Michelob Ultra, so I guess that's what they were going for.
Is he now?
Yeah, dude, he's been doing that for like 3 years.
I never really paid. Who's Chris Pratt? But no, I was thinking of that. I thought it was, what's his name now? Jimmy Fallon, because he just did the commercial with John Cena.
Oh, yeah, he is doing them too.
Yeah.
Okay, now our second beer tasting. This is where it's going to get all up in Jay's ass.
I don't want it in there.
Rheingeist. Move your fucking head.
No, I don't, because I don't want them to see it. I'm trying to prevent them from dying of poison.
Knowledge. I saw this can for like months, dude, and I was like, that can looks cool as
Wait a
shit.
minute, didn't we already do this before?
No.
I remember the bullshit, like, pick skull thing.
It was a different Rheingeist. The
All
company's
right, well,
logo.
I don't want to drink it because
company's
that
logo.
is a perfect logo for it.
This is not only an IPA
Toxic.
with 98 IBU, but it's got 8.5% alcohol,
I dare you, chug
which
it.
is a lot.
Chug that bitch.
Fuck you, dude. I drank 2 of these the other day. I was wasted.
Do it.
All right. Well,
But
I won't put my hand
if
on
you ever
that.
had any feeling for right now, you'd walk away.
You know Daisy. You know Daisy.
That's how I would have felt. It's like, poor soul, you were just too hot strong.
I know what it tastes like, so I'll finish it.
Well, goddamn, they even put the beer bottle upside down like it's an upside down cross warning you away. Like, you know. Oh, dude, I don't. Oh,
I'll be honest, even though it's one of the stronger ones, it's one of the stronger IPAs out there.
Oh, whoa.
For me, it has a very, very good light IPA taste.
Whoa.
I had no idea it was as strong as it was. It's a damn good IPA.
Oh my god, just the smell of it, dog. God,
Just
damn.
for the taste of it.
Dude, it smelled like, you know what it smells
You're
like?
a bitch.
It's like, it fucking smelled like I was smelling like a car accident where the skid marks and like antifreeze had leaked out onto the fucking road and they just hit me in the face. This smells like death in a can. Fuck it. Did you hear that? That smells like cracking.
There was actually a gag reflex. I don't know if you guys caught it. or
Oh
not.
my gosh.
It's good. It tastes so good. It's a smooth ass, strong beer.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh God.
I'd rather get the CV.
One more, just to be sure.
Oh god, dude, that really fucking hurt. Like it went, like it tried to go down into my stomach, and my heart was like, "Fuck it!" Like it did, like shacked it. Like, it was like, "Not in my house." No, that's
That's Dikembe.
The Kimbe. Whew. Whew.
There it is. Fucking kick me.
God damn, dude, it's like eating wax paper from inside of the clothes department store.
Dude, the vein is always there.
Oh
every single
god,
fucking
damn,
time.
dude. This is why OJ ran.
Hercules.
He was
Hercules.
on this shit. He didn't even know what he was doing. Oh god, dude, that really is fucking gross.
I like the.
They should be like, that should be in the Smithsonian Museum of Never.
That's good, dude. That's smooth as fuck.
I think you're dead on it. I think your tongue died 5 years ago. That's what's going on.
Oh, fuck.
What nasty.
That was delicious.
That's so gross. Anyway, let's talk about the luck buggles. Talk about it. That's Mike's sex face. That's what he's begging for.
Katie can confirm. Actually, we've never had sex.
Yeah. I guess children are just a miracle.
All right, going into the movie news of the week, the biggest story, maybe the biggest story, I don't know how you want to count it, but there's Final Destination news out there into the world for the Final Destination 6, Final Destination reboot. Same thing with Scream, we don't know.
No, dude, that fucking burp, dude. God damn, that Rheingeist is riding shit in my fucking mouth.
The writers who were actually involved with Halloween Returns, that awesome fucking script that we never got to see happen, Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunson were tapped to do a reimagining of the Final Destination series. So basically, the way I take it is, they're just gonna do a Final Destination movie. I don't know what they're gonna name it. Probably what they should do is not name it Final Destination or name it Final Destination 6, but name it Final Destination like your wiener hurts or something. Give it a subtext.
Final Destination, my fire's not out.
And then just have a new crew of people and then just have the same shit start happening to it. But it's not actually Patrick or Marcus that are talking about this. It is the producer Craig Perry and series creator Jeffrey Reddick who were interviewing about it. And yeah, that's what they said. They said that they're gonna take it and they're gonna rely on using EMTs, firemen, and police as their main characters because they know what to do in a crisis. And you can have your characters have specific talents in this. If they do that'll make sense in that world.
I like the idea that the fact that the first responders, because they even mentioned the fact that these guys have to make life and death decisions all the time, and they're basically fighting against death, but now death is coming at them specifically. That's a great idea. Like, I mean, and again, I don't know about the reboot thing. Like, I don't think it's a reboot. It sounds like, you know, they're gonna, because I think what people are getting confused about, like, I don't even know if they know what they're gonna do as far as like, are they going to mention the other Final Destination films as a tie-in, or are they just gonna put it on its own separate, you know, piece of land and say, okay, well, this is Final Destination, but they're not gonna mention what happened.
I think that's the way to go, and it's the choice of a new generation.
It's not providing knowledge.
but they also promised that it's not going to be a cash grab at all. Like, this is going to have its own feel, its own identity. So
that's going to be interesting to see whether or not that holds true. I hope it does, because the last thing we need is another bullshit Final Destination movie where you're like, you know, the last three, they're fun to go see in the movie theater just to see the unique ways that they're going to kill off people, and that's really what it became. I want to see like an actual serious take on it, like they did with Final Destination 1.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome. Like, Final Destination 1 was fucking amazingly good. And even the second one, it had some problems, but it was still pretty well done.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that because the whole thing about Final Destination is they created a new way to kill people, basically. So then you go into the sequels, and it's all about, oh, what crazy set pieces are going to come up? How crazy, you know, what kind of wild fucking cuckoo shit are you going to do to kill people? Yeah. And it became the attraction for the movie. But the other part of the Final Destination news is that Jeffrey Reddick was talking to Consequence of Sound, and actually the original idea that they had for Final Destination, the version we never saw, as we like to say, was completely fucking different from
weird.
that.
It's weird.
And
it's dark.
When we explain this to you, it's crazy because does it sound darker and scarier and more horrific? Yes, it does. But you got to remember, at the same time, had they went this route, you wouldn't have gotten that cool, wild, fucking crazy kills thing that kind of has Final Destination has built their background on. So here's what he said. He said, in my original version, since death had messed up the first time, it couldn't just kill the people. It basically exploited their biggest fears and drove them to suicide. The writer also reveals how many of the characters would have been killed in this early draft of the story. Alex Browning's best friend, Todd, one of them hung himself in their garage after calling his father to apologize for stealing from him. Carter jumps in front of a train to commit suicide, haunted by visions of his dead girlfriend vomiting out her intestines.
You should have had that curry, bitch. I told you not to order it. But no, look, here's the thing. Look, you know what it does feel like? The way it's described, especially about these people being haunted, there's one particular thing in there about a girl has visions of her dead sister, and she starts even dressing like her sister and trying to act like her sister. It's fucking mentally, it's fucked. Like, it's crazy.
She ends up setting herself on fire to kill herself.
On fire! That girl is on fire!
He called the shit poop!
But, you know, here's the thing about it. Like, it's crazy to think, you know, it has a lot of elements of Jacob's Ladder. Where in Jacob's Ladder, the guy, the survivor in it, Tim Robbins, is haunted by the ghosts of the people in Vietnam that he didn't die with. And they're like, you fucking should have died in this hoe. And he was like, no, I didn't, because I got out. But he has haunting visions all the time, and they're scary. And it's kind of also like sometimes they come back. it's kind of the same thing
Yeah.
with that. And I mean, it's not like it's not uniquely new because it's been done. That kind of thing has been done before. But if you're thinking about a Final Destination and kids, like teens, are offing themselves and they're doing it in horrendous ways, I think overall, like, I like the way the Final Destination movie turned out. I think that it's a cool fucking movie. But if you saw that, you know, like, kind of like for me, when you see The Grudge or The Ring or something, it would fucking be more disturbing to see overall, and it'd be one of those movies that is remembered differently. And I think that, like, maybe, possibly, it might not even have gone on to more campy shit throughout the series.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because you're talking about back when Final Destination came out, right? So back when Final Destination came out, horror movies were different. Like, and so that movie turned out to be a scary movie, but it's a popcorn scary movie, right? Like, it's like, fuck.
It was like a cool scary movie.
Yeah, like that.
Like Scream or something.
This is more along the lines like Hereditary and shit like that, like deep horror, like teens killing themselves in awful ways and having these horrible visions.
Stay away from telephone poles. Stick your fucking head out the window.
Yeah, don't eat anything with peanuts in it. If you have a peanut allergy, for God's sake. Jesus, that still fucks me up that he just went up to his room and went to sleep, and then he woke up and screamed.
Because it was just so fucking weird. It's like, my fucking sister's head fell off.
Yeah, dude, you wake up and you have to hear your mom scream, and then you're like, oh fuck, what did I do last night?
Dude, that's what I would be like. Because it was one of those moments that you get caught in time and you're like, oh my God, I'm fucking drunk and my fucking sister's head fell off. I'm just gonna go to bed tomorrow. It gets better.
Yeah,
I'll wait till the sunlight hits the day. And it'll be okay.
Doesn't at all. And then you slam your face against a desk, and then your then your dad gets caught on fire, and your mom's climbing the ceiling, and then there's old man cock in the treehouse across the street. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah, but her mom was rocking the shit out of some kind of fucking cool ass music. It was like she was like on AC/DC high.
But not just that, but the character Clear that was played by Ali Larter in the movie. The original ending, one of the endings, the ideas they had for it was that she was going to be. So you think that she's going to die at the end of the movie, and you think that all's lost, but then she finds out she's pregnant, and somehow, based on the rules of death and all this shit, because she has an innocent life inside of her, she's not going to die. So you think the movie's going to end in a nice way, but then at the very end of the movie, they're in the hospital, she has the baby, and then all of a sudden you see
the lights go out.
Yeah, the lights go out. There's like a Grim Reaper situation, and the studio was like, no, we can't have teens killing themselves.
But Devon Sawa was always going to be the original survivor. Like, he didn't die.
A dark figure comes into the delivery room, and you realize now that the baby's born, she's a goner. Alex is the only one.
Do you know who that is?
Who?
That's the insurance adjuster saying, do you have fucking your are you caught up?
That's that bill collector.
That's who that is. It's like, guess what? You're going to owe about $95 million for your hospital stay. Do you have that money? Like, no.
Dude, it's wild to think about how different Final Destination could have been. And that's a question we have for you guys. Okay, now that you've heard
Let me ask you a question. If you had like, first of all, I want to know who the baby daddy is, or we're going to call Maury in here right now. But maybe it was Maury Povich. That's who it was, that dark figure. But second, would that have been I know in the movie, I got to go back and watch that movie again because that movie's fucking awesome. But like they show the shadow part, like anything like bad happens or right before death happens, you see like a shadow kind of thing, and it starts creating the setting for death to actually cause death. But you never actually saw death at all. Like, a lot of people assume Tony Todd was death, which I hope he comes back for the reimagining or whatever. But they assumed he was the guy, or maybe he was an embodiment or something of it. Yeah. But you never saw death. But they're saying a dark figure enters the room.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they gonna do like some Mothman shit where he's like, he knew, and he's gonna be standing in like all fucking hunked up and weird in the doorway?
Well,
like,
it even says here that the studio wanted to go with the unseen force. So I think they would have. He would have been like the black smoke monster.
I don't want to see that shit. Put that shit out. Like, I don't want to see that.
You know what no one's ever really done though, in my opinion. Like, other than obviously Death from Bill and Ted or some shit here and there, but no one, not that I can think of off the top of my head, I can't think of a single movie where they really made a badass, cool, like skeleton fucking Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I can.
What?
Scrooged.
No, I mean like scary though.
He was scary.
No, he wasn't. I mean,
he had a fucking TV face, and he had like little kids in his fucking ribs.
Full blown horror movie. You see him. He's the Michael Myers, like not a slasher movie, but he's the guy who shows up and kills people. I'm sure there are, but I can't think of any.
I think it's because I don't know that movie, like the black and white movie where Death was hunting the guy. I can't remember that fucking movie, but I think it's always because it's so cheesy. The idea that like it's just it's like Michael Myers or something, or Jason Voorhees being Death incarnate and hunting you down. Like, I don't know.
But I think you can make that scary as fuck, though. I know there's a Monty Python film where they had Death. That was just funny, though. But
well,
yeah, no.
If he come to me when I was married, I'd be like, welcome home. I will go with you, sir.
But yeah, so that's the question for you guys. Would you have rather had the version, the darker version of Final Destination that Reddick's talking about here, where you got teens killing themselves? And again, images of people's dead sisters vomiting out their own intestines. Goo. Goo.
You gotta be careful with that
throwing
secret menu
themselves
item from Rallies.
in front
Or
of
Checkers.
trains, and setting themselves on fire in these fucked up scenarios, or would you stick with what we got with the Final Destination? That's kind of fun, kind of cheesy, but popcorn.
Yeah, I know, it's
horror.
just so crazy. It's like, because I fucking can't stand it. I miss her so much. And you're dunking fucking gasoline? Like, you think the gasoline would
Halloween
immediately...
3.
I know, but the gasoline smell would be like, oh shit, that's gasoline. What the fuck am I doing? I'm not gonna do
You
this.
remember Halloween 3 when the suited
I
guy
guess
goes
I'll-
out to the car and he's like,
It's like, you know what I'll do? I was stupid. I poured gasoline on me. I'm gonna have a cigarette and I'll be okay. And then like light it up. Anyway, it's just always been insane. Like, I know, but the person's crazy and they're like racked by torment and guilt. So I get it. But I mean, anyway, it would have been. It's hard to say what I really do love Final Destination, man. It's such a cult classic. It's not even a cult classic. It's just a classic fucking movie that came out during the '90s. Like, I don't know if I really want them to, like, a darker toned Final Destination. I don't know.
Also, we're not talking about a horror movie. Like, if they made that story today and it came out today,
Yeah.
it would be really serious. It would be fucking super dark.
I don't think it would ever get made
and it
today.
would be A24 style fucked up.
I don't think they'd ever make it.
No. The teens killing themselves would get made today. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be an A24 fucked up dark movie. Now, if they made that movie in the 90s, I don't think it would exactly be what we think it's going to be. They could have tried to make a scary movie, but we're talking about in the years of Final Destination, what kind of horror was coming out back then? It was all popcorn horror. It was all kind of like,
Yeah.
fun little, there's a fun edge to it or whatever. They could have done that and it could be a horrible, forgettable. They tried to take it seriously and it was just a joke like so many movies back then were. That could have been terrible, but what do you guys think? What would you have rather seen? You stick with Final Destination today or you want to go with the dark and creepy shit?
I want Devon Sawa.
Always Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa.
Night of the Twisters for life, goddammit. I keep tweeting him that. I'm like, dude, I fucking love Night of the Twisters.
It's great. It
I
like
don't
they
think he's
literally
proud of
showed
it.
it to you in fucking like any class, social studies class, English class. Like, now you need to learn this because if you ever have a tornado, this is what you got to do. It's like you got to be Devon Sawa.
That's an underrated fucking Twister movie, man.
Yeah, but obviously Twister itself is fucking fantasticals.
Twister's the Quintuocho.
Yeah.
But Night of the Twisters doesn't get enough respect.
Not a Twister is like when you first join karate and you get that yellow and orange belt shit, and then you get the Twister and that's like black, like that's like Bruce Lee black belt level shit.
Yeah.
But it's still good. You got to get there first and then go there.
There were so many Twisters at once.
There's so many.
And his fucking dad was
But you know what there weren't?
Because he couldn't win that bike race.
But you know what there wasn't?
What?
A twist ending.
Fuck you.
I mean, do I need to introduce this bullshit anyway? My name is Dr. Lobes. I'm here with my Asian tea. It's got this piece of shit, Freddy Krueger, on it. He should be allowed playgrounds. Playgrounds. I have a code, okay? Go fuck yourself. We're gonna be reviewing the trailer for Halloween 3, Season of the Bitch, of the Witch. I'm sorry, I had a flashback to ex-wives. It happens. Michael Myers is not in this film at all. Not even a little mention of him, which is great. Forget about that big clown bastard with white face. Either way, Michael will not be a part of this video today. He didn't even want me to do this video. He tried to talk me out of it. Can you believe it? All day long, he was staring at me with his goldfish in hand, trying to talk me out of it with his strange, ugly, white face. Looked like Keith Richards sometimes. So this came out in 1982. That was the year that I lost my virginity. And it was a great time. And what I think this movie is about is small children running around, grabbing masks, and putting them on their face. And it eats their shit off. And there's one man with a beautiful Butt Reynolds mustache that tries to stop the whole thing. He tries to shut it down, like Pepsi Cola against Coca-Cola. Let's begin. Put your full screen shit on. Do it. However you do it. What is this shit? I've seen Suspiria. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, it's a tarantula. I don't like arachnophobia. That movie sucked. It was a good movie. It scared me. Oh my god, that was... Oh! Yes! Why is it a season of the witch?
Tonight, no one comes.
What month was it? Oh, October 22nd, you said.
Okay, so next up, Robert Englund,
Freddy's Funhouse.
the burnt-faced guy, Wiener himself, has a little news to share with us. What he liked to say is that he wrote a script back in the day that was going to become the third installment of the Nightmare on Elm Street series before Dream Warriors, where it basically followed around the older sister of Tina, the death from body bag situation with the snakes and maggots all around her feet in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street. It follows around her, the sister of that girl, with her doing her own Nancy Drew, trying to figure out what happened and what's going on Elm Street other than nightmares. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen.
So it's crazy, man, because so many people wanted to write that Nightmare 3 script. Wes Craven had his script for Nightmare 3, which some of it ended up being diluted into the Dream Warriors film that we got. But John Saxon himself, the handsome son of a bitch, hairy chest, wonderful eyebrows, person that
He lost in his eyes.
he wrote his own script for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and now we find out that Robert Englund wrote one too, and he wanted to call it Freddy's Funhouse. What he had to say exactly about it was that he told comicbook.com, he said, I submitted a script back in the day around A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which would be the older sister of the character Tina from Nightmare 1 would return to the franchise or would be introduced to the franchise as a kind of collegiate X-Files Nancy Drew because she was on this obsessed quest to find out what really happened to her sister. I think that would be really interesting to discover the truth of Nightmare on Elm Street to the eyes, and then she would fulfill the balance of the ingredients and the recipe and the menu of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is you need a strong woman always to take you through. It always has to be through the eyes of a strong woman because even if they're skeptical and wise and cynical, they still need to lose some of their innocence about the darkness and the evil that lurks in the world.
I don't know about all that, but okay, because Jesse was a great fucking final guy, so it doesn't always have to be, you know, the way he was saying it, but I mean, it's cool.
True.
The idea is a good, it was a solid idea, but would I give it up for fucking what we got from Dream Warriors? Fuck no. What I actually would love to see is Wes Craven's uncut vision of Nightmare 3 if they'd had the money and the backing and the production to do that.
Which we did.
It was insane. The script was, like, the unedited, underfiltered script was good.
We did a whole script review of that, and we tore through it. But we did a whole video on that, and you know, some of it I have a hard time imagining that making it to the screen because some of it you can just see costing a lot of fucking money. But yeah, obviously you want the hardcore, and what I wanted was the rated R version that was too hot for TV.
Yeah,
that Wes Craven originally wrote.
I see them girls making out with fucking margaritas. But yeah, also when he does go on to mention, I won't read it, but he goes on to mention that he feels like the movie couldn't be made now at all, even if they wanted to take that idea and make a new movie out of it, because the detective work that she did was antiquated. So I'm assuming that what he means is that she was actually going to something we called a library back in the day when AOL was just AOL, it was 3 letters, and you didn't really have instant access to Google or all that bullshit. So it's like this bitch walking around with the Encyclopedia Britannica's like, what? I know everything. they would just wouldn't work. But I was like, yeah, it'd be a quick update for it if they wanted to do that. But I don't honestly. I think the studio turned it down. First off, if it was up against Wes Craven's script, there's no way. They don't care. I mean, you're already getting paid a ton of money to be Freddy Krueger, so they're not going to care about what you have to say as far as your own vision. But second off, I feel like the story following around the one girl and the fact that she's investigating the murders and wants to find out what happened to her sister Tina. I don't know, man. Like, I felt like it was a stronger idea to bring Nancy back from the first one and have that story be, sealed and completed, rather than have Tina, who was really, she's a great character and it was a great actress, and the death scene was memorable as fuck. But nobody, it was Tina. Like, it was like, that was it. Like, I don't really see how she was a strong idea of a sister was going to. I would have rather gone with the guy that fucking got killed in the jail cell that everybody accused and said he fucking killed her. But I always wondered though, it's like Wes Craven, if these guys kept on popping up with scripts and he found out about it, you're like, what the fuck? It's like, that's my shit.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Stop drinking my Kool-Aid.
He's like, get off my Kool-Aid. Stop spiking it.
Why are you wheezing on my grinders?
That's my mad dog. But no, it's like, god damn, guys. Like, I didn't even want to make a sequel to the first one. Like, you added that bullshit in where she gets sucked. Some fucking terrible idea. She gets sucked through the fucking window.
Yeah.
The blow up doll that fucking what's his Shay,
Bob Shay.
Bob Shay was using to probably have sex with, but he's like, you're gonna use that to have him get sucked through the window, which he hated. And then he finds out, he's like, all right, you know what, I'll make one more movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, oh, well, we got like 2 scripts. We've got like John Saxon's and we've got him. He's like, what the fuck is going on? WTF? But yeah, I don't know. It's just, but it sounded like an interesting idea. I'm glad it didn't get made because I'd rather see the Dream Warriors rather than what this is.
Yeah, ultimately, Dream Warriors.
Do you know what this feels like? It does feel like the Freddy's, like, what do you call it? What was it? Freddy's Funhouse?
Yeah.
It feels like, it almost feels like that could be an episode in the Freddy's Nightmares.
I think Freddy's Funhouse would have worked. Like, I think as its own film, it would have worked. Like, if you don't compare it with the Nightmare 3 we got, because many people look at that as one of the best films of the franchise. If you don't compare it with that film, I think its story could have been great. It could have worked.
It just sounds like so. It just sounds like so universally like. It just sounds like a goddamn ride that just opened up. It's going to close down in 5 years at Universal Studios that no one gives a shit about. Because it's like, okay, you got Nightmare 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Then you got Nightmare 2, Freddy's Revenge. That makes sense. Yeah. Then you got Nightmare 3, Freddy's Funhouse. Like, what the shit are you smoking?
Kind of goes right with Freddy's Revenge.
How many Cracker Jack boxes did you go through?
But, I mean, fuck, what else did the Dream Warrior?
The Dream Warriors was, at least it made sense.
I know, but I don't know. I wouldn't like putting up anything against Nightmare 3, even though it's not my favorite of the franchise. For me, the original is the favorite. I didn't like the second half with all the fantasy shit. Like the movie overall, I think the first half of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, dude, the first half of that movie where they're in the fucking mental asylum and they've got all these cool ass characters that are going through this stuff, and you've got the nasty ass kill. Dude, if I really wish, and I know that this is an unpopular opinion, but I so badly wish they would have stayed in that world and not gone full fantasy. Full fucking Harry Potter like they did. That could have been one of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my opinion, had they centered the script around what was happening in the first half of the movie. I'll never let go of that opinion, even though people disagree with it.
No, I mean, I like the fantasy style of it, but at the same time, I understand like why it kind of came off as like a different, like it came off. And I had to say that because I love the movie. It came off as kind of cheesy in a lot of ways. It was fun because at that point where Freddy had finally had his voice. You know what I mean? Like, and he started becoming more iconic with his voice. Yeah. And then he's smart. He's like, "Sorry, kid, I don't believe in fairy tales." And he like stabs him. That was fucking cool.
Oh, they did a lot right.
But at the same time, like if it was directed by Wes Craven, it was Wes Craven's like full vision. That could have been fucking dope as fuck. Like that whole like dream thing would have been amazing.
But just another piece of the Nightmare on Elm Street lore, a movie. A version that you never saw that could have happened, that could have taken place. And again, I would love to fucking get my hands on not only John Saxon's full script, but I would love to read like someone find Robert Englund and be like, hey, can I get my hands on that script?
I'm actually surprised
can you
it's
just
not been
put that on
out.
Wattpad or some shit? I would love to read that script and then we can do a script review for it. I'm gonna try.
I like to read it that shit on Bing.
I'm gonna try. He's never gonna read my emails or my messages on Facebook, but I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna try to find that fucking script. Hey man, let us read that shit.
I think if we keep insulting him, that he'll reach out and be like, fuck you. And he'll be like, well, give me your script and I won't insult. I won't say another word about it, you dirty crusty fuck.
All right, so moving on, Halloween Kills news.
Very small.
Kinda.
Very small.
We're not going to pretend that this is huge fucking news, but there is something to talk about within it. The only official news that's come out about Halloween Kills is that Nick Castle, being the awesome sumbitch he is, he tweeted out this picture of him in the studio doing the breathing sounds. Amidst everything that's going on with the coronavirus and everything like that, he's got a picture of him, as you guys see here, wearing the gloves in the studio. He made the venture out. He even got the Kleenexes and the design.
That motherfucker looks like he's getting ready to drop the hottest fucking track on Eminem's new album ever. Like, he looks like he's in the middle of fucking speaking
Man, I'm
words.
so fucking sick. I got ambulances following me around and shit.
I just feel like he's getting ready to drop some knowledge on people and they don't even know it's coming.
But he tweeted,
he's like, I gotta put these gloves on because I'm not gonna be responsible for the blood that gets on my hands and the knowledge that I spit.
Dre dropped the beat.
It does feel like that.
Bravely left my shelter to do some breathing yesterday. Hope you guys appreciate my sacrifice. It's him in the studio doing the breathing sounds.
Cue fucking Creed.
For Halloween.
So what?
For Halloween Kills. And that's the next topic that we wanted to get into. There's a lot of people asking the question, do you think that with all the stuff going on with the virus that Halloween's going to get pushed back now because everything's getting pushed back here? And that's what I want to talk about. Like, for one, I think that was the main part about this news story is that I think it's promising. They're still going forward. Like, he's still going to the studio to do voiceover effects. Maybe it's for a trailer. Maybe it's so they can get stuff out. Maybe it's just for the movie and it doesn't mean shit. But the point is that they're still going forward and they're doing things with it. They haven't stopped production. Now, I know Halloween Ends is supposed to go into production very soon. That is something I think that could get pushed back because it's very soon on the schedule. They're going to go in and they want to make that movie. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But again, the original Halloween 2018 got pushed back for reshoots too. And it still came out on time. Remember the famous quote of Jason Blum saying, hey, if this doesn't come out in October, you can cut my hand off. Like, literally, I promise you it will. Yeah. But, so here's the other thing we want to talk about. A lot of people asking the question, is Halloween Kills going to get pushed back because of everything that's going on? The number one answer is you can't know because we don't know how bad shit's going to get.
Well, wait a minute.
But
hold on.
You know, text Blum again?
I'm going to call him.
You don't know. Like, they don't know. Nobody knows what the hell's going to happen with that.
He's not answering.
But let's look at the release schedule and what's going on right now. Okay, so everything's been canceled horror-wise. The next horror movie that's supposed to release wide that has not been canceled, you got to go all the way through to... Let's see, June 12th with Candyman. Yeah. Candyman is the next horror movie that's slated to be released that has not yet been pushed back. So we're talking about June here. This is March. April, May, June. That's 3 months away. They haven't given up on Candyman yet. Now,
because it's candy. Why would you? It's always good.
You're talking about another 4 months.
I'm personally not saying that they'll, but I'm saying, like, if it were, as far as like they're too scared to open up, at all. And it also depends on the government. It depends on a lot of factors as far as like what goes down in the next, few weeks to a couple of months from now. It really depends on that. But if they were too scared to do it, because they're not essential, the theaters, even though, it's essential for my life, but it's not essential that they need to be open, especially if they have the technology to release it on VOD. I'm just saying, like, there's always that. I think that by October, like, honestly, I think in 2 months, but everything will be like kosher. But that's my opinion, and don't quote me on that. We don't fucking know. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, by October, all I'm saying is that there's always that alternative that they can use as VOD. It would be shitty, and everybody wants to see it in theaters together. They want to go with Halloween fans. They want to get that feel, to see it with an audience. They want that. But if that's not the case, and somehow it's not past where we are now, and they release it on VOD, at least we get to fucking watch it.
I'm saying it right now. They will either postpone it or they'll air it in theaters. I do not think they will.
Give me the fucking movie.
They will not take Halloween to VOD. I'm sure about that. I really don't think that they fucking will.
I will drive to Jason Blum's house himself and I'll offer him a
And
Uber
honestly,
ride
dude, I would rather them postpone it than put it on VOD. I want to see Halloween with fucking Halloween fans in a movie theater in October, and that is the number one thing I want to talk about. If you're asking, will Halloween get pushed back? Because okay, it's no big deal if you push back Trolls or whatever the fuck movie. 90% of movies,
Trolls.
It's no big deal if you push them back to another month because the date, the month, the atmosphere doesn't matter. Halloween releasing in October is something they've done on purpose. They want the movie to release on October. They want it to release a week or two before Halloween because that is a movie that you want to come out in October. If you release Halloween in November, it's going to lose some of the luster and you're going to lose... Like, just the season itself is a marketing ploy for fucking Halloween. Because you're in the mood for Halloween, you're in the mood for horror, all of that adds to it. They released the last movie, they've planned out this movie released in October, they want to release this in October. So I'm saying this right now, if movies are happening and other movies in October aren't getting moved back, I'm willing to say for sure, I really believe Halloween will stick to it and they will release in October. Now, if everything that's going on doesn't get any better and we're still on lockdown and theaters haven't opened back up yet by, say, August, and they're still pushing shit back, then yeah, sure, they'll push it back because they'll have to. But if they do that, that's going to suck, dude, because I think they're going to push it back the full fucking year until the next October.
I don't see it because I see them wanting to make money on the project they worked on. Like, and the fact is that I would pay if they said we're going to release at VOD $35, $45. People will pay that to fucking watch it, and they know they're going to make their money. That's the facts. Like, here, they're big Halloween fans. You know they are. Blumhouse is a big Halloween fan. Jason Blum himself is a Halloween fan. They're all Halloween fans. But at the same time, they've worked really hard on this project. They've worked, it's done. Like
So did No Time to Die, and they pushed their shit back a year almost.
Well, it's James Bond compared to Halloween. It's a way bigger, dude.
James Bond's way bigger.
Yeah, huge. I know, but I'm saying like Halloween is Halloween and James Bond is James Bond. I'm just saying like at the same time, I'm thinking that they want to make a return on their investment, and you know what, this whole bullshit that's going on, this is making a lot of movie producers really, really examine what they're getting out of releasing certain things in theaters versus releasing it on VOD. If they're going to be able to make even more profit on VOD by cutting out theaters and not having to pay that extra incentive for them to fucking release their films, this might honestly be the beginning of the death of movie theaters. I'm not saying I want that. I'm saying that it's possible because look, these guys, they work hard on these movies to come out, and they put their asses on the line. They're writing all the time. They're shooting. They're filming. People are showing up to work, in early morning
But you're
hours.
not canceling them. You're postponing.
But postponing them at the same time, they want to see the movie in October. Like if it's October 16th when the movie's supposed to come out,
Yeah.
right? It's October.
So they're not going to release it in theaters until next
But
October.
you could still watch it in October. At least you would still have the month. Like that's the whole idea. Like, well, it's not going to be November now. You can at least see it, and then that wouldn't mean that they wouldn't release it in the theater once everything is clear.
That's my point, though. They're not going to release it in November or December. Either they're going to release it in October, or they're going to push it back an entire year till next October, which also gives them time to shoot Halloween Ends and keeps them on their schedule. I think the most likely thing, in my opinion, I have no fucking idea, but in my opinion, if you put a gun in my head, Brad Pitt in a gas station parking lot in Fight Club, and you said your cereal's never going to taste better than it will tomorrow morning.
Suck a dick or eat Courtney Love's vagina.
Suck a dick any
Sucking
day
that wiener.
of the week. But no, listen, I think that they would much rather push this back a year than release this on VOD. And think about what's releasing on VOD right now. Invisible Man already got its day.
It's a good movie, though.
It already got its day in the theater. It had its opening weekend. It did
But
well.
it only lasted like a little bit.
The Hunt got its week in the theater. These were already released in theaters. You're not getting movies for the most part. Now there might be one that I'm not thinking of that's released.
No, those are the big three ones.
A smaller film, but you've still not had a big movie released straight to VOD without a single day in movie theaters. And they're also talking right now in China. They're talking about that they have hopes that by maybe April or so that they might start opening up their IMAX theaters again because they're not getting any new cases and
Right.
things. So they're already on the upswing there. I don't think there's a fucking cold day in hell where we see Halloween Kills released on VOD. I think that's a non-starter. I don't think that will happen. I think our two options are, I believe it's going to be released in October because I'm a positive person and I hope that this shit goes away soon. But if it doesn't, they're going to push that bitch back an entire year.
Either way, my point being, I would rather see it in theaters, but if I gotta see it on VOD and it's October, I'll fucking take that shit. And I think they'd be like, well, there's enough fans out there that want to watch it in October. Let's fucking go ahead and do it.
And it's going to get fucking pirated immediately, dude. They're going to lose all that.
Dude, that's always going to be the risk, but they can, who knows? I mean, this is all new territory. Like they could put things on it, like to lock it down. Like there could be a code. I don't fucking know, to prevent piracy. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm saying I don't think it would prevent them from releasing the movie into I think these movies that are even releasing on VOD. Like not the giant, like Bloodshot's not a giant. That was the other one you did. Bloodshot, Invisible Man, and The Hunt. They're not like giant, well maybe the Invisible Man, but they're not like gigantic fucking movies. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna ever go back and maybe they'd re-release them in theaters. They're not gonna do that. But Halloween Kills, if they had to release it on VOD, I think they would do that. And then once things cleared up, and if the theaters were still shut down. You know what I mean? And they're like, you can't have gatherings of 50 plus, which is, that's going to keep going. But like they might say, okay, we'll give it to VOD so people can watch it in October. And then once things clear up, they'll put it in November. Because I think if you're a hardcore horror fan or if you're just a hardcore Halloween fan, you're going to buy the motherfucker.
Of course we're going to buy it and we're going to watch it. But is it the right move?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's the right move for the people that want to watch the fucking movie.
I mean, sure, I want to see the movie too, dude. I want to see the movie too. But how fucking sucky would it be if Halloween is the movie that goes? Halloween is the cutoff point. Like we're pushing, things are getting a little bit better, but we still don't know we're in that gray area. Halloween decides that we're going to release on VOD, and then the very fucking next week they open up theaters again. And what comes out after Halloween's supposed to come out? Let's see. Snake Eyes, Those Who Wish Me Dead.
They're not going to take away any.
But let's say that the very next week, the very next week, they open up theaters again. What's going to happen, man? Everybody's going to be so excited about theaters opening back up. Everybody's going to flock to the theater, and Halloween's going to get fucking forgotten by the mainstream.
Dude, literally,
audience.
I can look at this. No one's gonna go fucking see. Everybody's talking about Jamie, Snake Eyes, or those.
We don't even know what those movies are yet because
I know, but
they don't have trailers. Just like Halloween Kills.
I promise you that. If I was like Halloween Kills,
but imagine this: all these movies that are September 11th, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me.
I hope that
say that one gets pushed back to October 23rd. Say they push it back a month, and then The Conjuring is the movie coming out the week after. So they decide to release it on VOD, and then the very next week, the fucking Conjuring or something that got pushed back. You're only right now with Halloween Kills sitting on October 16th. You're a couple weeks away from what is now the official release date for a new James Bond movie. That's gonna steal box office.
But The Conjuring is not Star Wars. It's not anything fucking big.
It's bigger than fucking Halloween.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it is,
not
dude.
not The Devil Made Me Do It is bigger than Halloween Kills.
It is the Conjuring franchise. When you look at box office, yes, it is with the mainstream audience.
But I'm saying people.
It's not to us,
I think that. But I think generally speaking, people are going to be more interested to see Halloween Kills than The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. A third entry into the fucking Conjuring universe.
We're talking about how many. We're fucking.
I know, but this is like a refreshing fucking Halloween movie, and Halloween.
Not when you look at the box office.
But either way, I really wish that it was The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It is when they start doing the VOD, because they'll say The Conjuring made me do it.
Yeah, dude. I think if you think that The Conjuring's going to release the VOD, you're fucking crazy.
I don't know.
If The Conjuring's not going to do it, then the Halloween's not going to do it. I don't see. Unless we look at this and literally the government comes out and they say, look, fucking 18 months.
Yeah.
Nothing. We're just telling you right now, nothing's
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
And that was a number that was getting thrown around there. But unless they say for sure 18 months nothing's happening, and then studios have to go, we got to do something.
They got to make money.
So if there's if everybody kind of starts doing that and it becomes like the mainstream thing, like, okay, we're not going to have the movies in theaters. What's going to come out is going to come out, and we're going to release them on VOD. Then yeah, Halloween will. I just don't see that happening. I think either we see that movie in October, which is a long fucking ways away, man. It could happen. Like I really doubt that Halloween, and I'm just being hopeful that all this shit's over with soon, and maybe that's
You're getting
on
very
me.
excited. Your O-hole might fall out.
But I don't see either. For me, it's one or the other. I think we're going to see Halloween in theaters in October, but if it doesn't, we're going to have to wait an entire year until next October.
I don't think that. I think either way we're going to get to see it. Like, either the theater's going to open up and we're going to get to go see it in October, or we're going to VOD. I really do. I swear to God, dude. I don't have a lot of money, so I can't bet. I can bet like $5 Monopoly money. But I was like, hey man, I'll make you a deal. I'll bet The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. If this shit's still going on, I'll fucking guarantee it goes to VOD for $35. I guarantee.
If they all decide to do it, then yes. But if they look at this fucking.
And dude, that's another one. That sucks. Well, that's
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. That's a huge one.
If they start pulling off the big money makers, like we were talking about certain films on here, a movie called *Malignant*. I don't know what that is. That's a movie that could probably go to VOD.
Well, look at that though. July 31st, Morbius. That's a big fucking movie.
Morbius is not a movie I see going to VOD, and that's what I'm saying. That's July.
Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway.
Unless they all agree. Okay, when Black Widow goes to VOD, when they take Black Widow and they decide to release it on, they already pushed it back. But when they take Black Widow and they decide to take a movie like that and push it to VOD, then yeah, we'll probably get Halloween Kills on VOD. I don't think anybody's going to do it unless there's a hardcore change and there's an announcement that movies aren't going to be in the world for 18 months. Then maybe that happens.
Do you know what I think it is? I think that these movie studios are waiting back. They're taking a breath. They're holding their wieners, and they're wondering how these VOD. And I hate to say it, like The Invisible Man was a pretty good movie, but the smaller released film, or like a smaller kind of film that nobody really expects to do much, or they thought it was, it's its own thing, but it's not like Morbius or an Avengers Marvel movie or whatever. They're waiting to see how well that does on VOD, and if it does well enough, if it does better. And I mean, at this point, goddamn, they might be making more money on VOD than they are in fucking movie theaters. Because the thing is, we are an instant gratification society. Instant. That's what you gotta have. Google, YouTube, Bing, whatever. So it's instantly at your fingertips, and you want the information done right away. This VOD thing, a lot of people, I mean, other than like hardcore movie fans or horror fans wouldn't go see The Invisible Man or go see The Hunt or go see Bloodshot. I mean, that's an action movie, but they wouldn't even venture into that part of the theater. But now that it's available on VOD, especially now that they have to stay home, they might be more willing to fucking check it out for $20, which is what it is on VOD now. $20 to watch it.
You're going down the path to the devil's asshole because
I like to go down there and see what's going on. I'll tickle his balls.
Is we're going to end up in 10 years talking about how bad we miss movie theaters,
No.
like we miss, like how bad we miss video stores.
But you're not letting me explain. But I'm saying, like, I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying this is how movie studios, they're corporations, they're companies. This is how they make money. They're looking at this. I think it's an experiment for them, and they're probably saying, okay, well, let's see how this works out. Let's see how this unfolds, because they don't, like, honestly, like, here's the thing. They want to make the biggest bang for their fucking buck. That's the case.
Yeah, they want money.
They want money.
Okay.
And that's what they're always going to want. But the thing is, they don't care about you. They don't care about necessarily the fans. They want to see that check fucking be big. And the way that happens is if they can cut out fucking like the middleman or the person that they have to give the extra money to, they'll do it. Dude. If this VOD thing turns out well for these little smaller movies that are releasing, I promise you will see a shift. You will see a shift very soon where it will be like movie theaters will still have their movies, but it'll be very limited because they won't pay them.
And movie theaters won't exist. They can't survive on that.
I think it'll be the same way as like drive-ins. Drive-ins still exist even though nobody wants to go to drive-in theaters anymore.
Everyone I know about within 50 miles has closed over the past 5 years.
I'm not saying personally that I support it. I do like the fact that you can watch a movie without some, fat fucking heifer from goddamn What's Eating Gilbert Grape eating goddamn Doritos next to your ear. That's one thing that's a bonus. But I do like going to the movie theater and watching a film, and that's always fun. But at the same time, I get why they would do it. I get the money issue, but I would like to keep the movie theaters. Just like I wish that we kept Blockbuster, but there was no fucking way. There was no way. Once Netflix came along, once Amazon Prime happened, once Hulu happened, it was dead. It's dead in the water. And I think that they're sitting back and waiting. I'm saying like Halloween. I'm saying like all these other movies that are coming out, these slated movies. And yes, they pushed James Bond back. They're pushing big movies back, right? Black Widow, James Bond. They're pushing these giant fucking studio banging movies.
Yeah.
But what happens? They can go back. They can renege on their fucking on that deal if they start. Hey, all these other movies are releasing on VOD and they're doing pretty well. Let's go ahead and fucking do that. Let's go ahead and say, okay, well, it releases.
What they were
month.
talking about before this whole thing happened is not charging people $20 to watch a movie. They were talking about charging $50, $60 to do this.
Well, I thought it was like $35.
No, it was $50, $60 to do this, and that was based on they were going to release the movies in theaters for like 6 weeks, and then put them on VOD for like $50, $60.
That's stupid.
There was no we're going to go straight to VOD with it. The way it works right now to me is perfect because not only is that a whole issue in itself, but you're also squashing. If you do that, you're squashing what is some of the best source of independent original movie making that you have in the world right now, which is video on demand, straight to video on demand horror films. Because right now everybody wants to cry and they want to say, "Oh, all you do is make remakes. All you do is Hollywood has no ideas." Meanwhile, you have this budding genre of fucking horror films that are coming out on VOD that are original, that aren't tied to any other IPs, that people are fucking making using technology that they have at their fingertips, and they're making great films. Some of the best horror movies that have come out over summer. I didn't see Train to Busan in the fucking movie theater. I saw it on video on demand.
Amazing movie.
Now, when you start releasing main huge movie theaters, you're going to squash that.
I just actually watched that this week.
That's going to be you're going to squash that whole thing, and it's going to be over with. Like they haven't been able to figure out before. And I hope they never fucking figure it out. And I know it's easy to sit back and turn on a $20 movie and watch it rather than go to the movie theater. But when that experience is gone, then when that experience is gone, dude, we're all going to sit here and we're going to be crying and bitching because we can't go to the fucking video rental store to rent a movie like we wanted to.
You know why?
But we're all happy to turn on fucking Netflix and watch a movie, but then we want to cry because it's not gone. The movie theaters, man, like I think as a society we need to do whatever we can to keep them. And I would fucking hate, I don't care how convenient it is, I would fucking hate for all mainstream movies to go to VOD. It's going to ruin.
You know what it is?
We're going to fucking regret it.
You know what it is? You and I, because of when we were born, I was born in 84, Mike was born in 85, we grew up in the 90s, like movie theaters were it. Like there was no Netflix, there was no, like internet was still in its goddamn it wasn't even prepubescent, it was goddamn in its infantile stage. So you had to like, you would get the newspaper and look at what was playing. Like there was no Google bullshit, like there was nothing. The thing about what's going to happen, it's people in our generation, but there's a lot more of the younger generation coming up, and they're going to say, we're going to become, okay, boomer, okay, boomer. Now we're gonna be okay, millennial. Okay, millennial. Because they'll say, I don't give a fuck that you have nostalgic feelings for what something that is no longer convenient. I don't care because
what's
I'd rather
worse-
sit in my home and hang out with my girl and like fucking make out with her in the privacy of my home in my loofah and watch fucking the brand new
It
movie.
won't even be that, dude, because they won't even know it existed. When I
they don't
take my
care.
kids to one of these family videos, which respect to family video because they're still around, when I take them to these stores, they don't even know what they are. They don't even understand what that experience is.
It's amazing.
It's a gone experience. And dude, and not only that, but dude, you got to think about piracy. I don't even want to say, oh, they'll figure it out. They haven't
they
figured
will.
out piracy since fucking Napster.
No, they actually.
They still haven't figured it out.
No, they still. I mean, they do.
How? Dude,
in the video game world,
today,
in the video game world,
HBO can't release shit without it getting streamed. They've not figured out piracy.
They
Are you
did.
serious?
Yes, dude. Literally, in the video game world, they figured it out.
Like video games, that's a completely different genre.
Dude, that shit is still. Dude, there are video games that cost like $50 fucking million to make. It's still on the same budget wise as far as
That's
a movie.
my point. It's way harder to fucking rip a video game than it is to a movie. A movie is easy. You get a guy in fucking wherever the fuck who walks into a movie theater and films it. Dude, when a VOD film comes out on VOD, the next day, within 24 hours, it will be on the internet in HD for everybody to watch. What do you think's gonna happen when they release Halloween Kills on VOD? The next fucking day, it's gonna be available for everybody to watch on Reddit streams or whatever. Nobody's gonna have to pay for that shit. If you have even a little bit of IQ for the internet and Google and how to find shit, you'll be able to watch that shit for free.
I think,
It would kill the
I
movie
think that's why they're trying to charge a lot of money for it. Like, that's why I think they're trying to offset the
So
piracy.
that makes it worse. So you're charging $60 for a movie that if I Google it for 5 seconds, I can watch for free in HD?
I doubt
That's
you.
gonna
I
kill
doubt
it.
very seriously you're gonna get HD, and I doubt very seriously that
You get it today.
Not all the movies.
Everything that's on VOD, dude.
But-
I can
but-
look it up. Dude, name a movie. Name a fucking movie.
brand new one?
A brand new fucking movie.
Why can't
I
they-
can pull it up right now. and
Yeah,
I can
because
find you
the
an
three
HD
of them are on VOD. Like, they're brand new.
That's because they're on VOD.
But they were all. But dude, honestly, before this whole thing happened, before they were on VOD, that shit was not HD.
But
It was just a guy, and you know what? And that's
But
another thing.
If they go to VOD, that's what will happen. That's my argument. Look at Game of Thrones. Look at Game of Thrones. You don't have to get an HBO subscription if you want to. We do because we want to respect it and pay for the art that we watch. Most of us do. But look at Game of Thrones. How much money did they lose? They spend millions of dollars on an episode, and the fucking shit leaks before the show even comes out in some instances.
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I think they'd figure it out. Like, I think at some point they would. You're not going to ever, like, completely stop it, probably. No, I mean, you won't. If people have a will, they have a way. That's just the facts is. There's always been thieves. They're always going to find a way to fucking bend around things and steal your identity, steal your credit card, steal your fucking movie, whatever they want to do. They've not been able to fucking stop it since Jesus walked around with a fucking donkey. They don't.
Which is why movie theaters still
But the
exist.
movie theaters, literally, you can still do the same thing in a movie theater. They've been doing it for fucking years.
But not to the extent of that.
But
you
don't-
just said it. You just said it. If a movie theater comes out, you can't find an HD version of it because it's some dude with a cam in a theater. But when you release that
Right.
shit on VOD, some dude's gonna pay $60 for it. He's gonna release it online, and then he's gonna make fucking
But they
hundreds
can
of dollars
also. But
based
how about
on the
this?
advertising.
How about they have harsher? If they find out you did it, you have harsher fucking punishments on it. This time it's almost instant.
Dude, they haven't figured it out since fucking Justin Timberlake and Napster.
I really don't like.
You
Dude,
think they're gonna
there's
do
actually,
magically?
but no. Let me take this back for a second. Actually, VHS tapes have a goddamn thing on it where you can't fucking record the movie that's on the fucking tape. If you're watching the movie, remember the blank tapes, the old tapes, and you try to record it, it literally had a fucking thing where you could not fucking record it. You couldn't pirate it.
Yeah, pre-internet.
Dude, and that's right, and it worked then. So there could be something now that they can have that it prevents you from
How
doing.
many years has it been that they
I don't know,
lost money
but
on
if
this?
there was,
and
if they
they're not
really
gonna
want,
figure
if
it
they
out?
really wanted to, dude, there could be an alert that fucking sets up. If you're trying to fucking do something illegal, if you're trying to record it or stream it, you're fucked. Like, it will alert that immediately.
That sounds great, but it doesn't exist.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know because it's not been tested yet because they don't have it.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm not saying there wouldn't be growing pains, but at the same time, later on, I don't care about the piracy thing as much as like. You know, it sucks when people get their shit stolen. Like, but the argument's not piracy. I'm not worried about the piracy thing necessarily. What the whole argument or the talk about was more about should the theaters close. Or if they did close, is VOD a good alternative?
Well, it's just whether or not Halloween. The question is whether or not we're going to get Halloween Kills in October.
I think that
and you don't know,
yeah.
but it's not going to go fucking VOD.
I don't think I don't know. Like, I think I'm not gonna hold my breath on anything like right now because everything's like up in the air as it is. Like, we just don't fucking know. I think by October it should be okay. But when you get words like 18 months and you don't know what the fuck is going on, like, that's the thing. You're getting a lot of information from a lot of different sources and you don't know. So I mean, at this point, it's just safe to say let's just keep our ears and hopes high our ears open, our hopes high for something good to come out of it. Because at this point, we don't know. I feel like we're hitting the goddamn beginning of Dawn of Dead. It's like, are they coming back? I don't know.
But what is your all's prediction? Do you think that Halloween Kills releases in October? That is, by the way, my prediction. I think we're going to get Halloween Kills in October. I'm really hoping that everything's subsided a little bit.
You're all choked up about it. Huh? You're all choked up about it.
I am. It upsets me. I hate the thought of it. But I think it's one of two things. Either we get Halloween Kills on the big screen in October, or they push it back an entire year, which also, by the way, gives them an entire year to shoot Halloween Ends and gives them a little bit of space to do that. Then we get Halloween Kills, or Halloween Ends.
You get nervous about that, though?
I'm scared to death.
No. If they push it back, it's always one of those things. Like for me, it's like you remember when you were a kid, they were like, well, your first thought of the answer was correct. You know what I mean? You should have just gone with your first feeling. You know, that was probably correct.
Test, yeah.
And so like, yeah, in this one, it's like, well, if they pushed it back, then they would have more time to look at it. Like, well, you know what? We could add this, take this out. But you know what? You always get nervous. It's like, okay, well, it's ready to go and it's ready to pop. Okay, this bitch is ready to fucking blow her popcorn load. And then it's like, okay, well, we have a year now to look at it. So let's go in here and play George Lucas and do the episode, prequel shit.
And from what we hear, that sounds fucking perfect already.
I know, and that's what I mean. I want it in its raw, like, form that they want us to see it in. So if you give them a year, I'm not saying they would do it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, it's really tempting to go back and say, well, I can restructure this, re-edit this, put this here, put that there, and then you don't get the movie that you thought that everybody would love. You get a different movie.
Let's see what happens with Candyman. Candyman right now is our last glimmer
that'll be a big one.
of hope in June. Let's see if they move that.
I agree with you.
And then we'll revisit this discussion again.
Yeah, because
right now we're hoping for Candyman in June, and that's the next movie we're going to see on a big screen, guys.
If Candyman goes VOD, all bets are off.
Maybe, yeah.
All bets are off. If that goes to VOD... But anyway, I can't wait to fucking see it. Either way, one way or another, we're going to see it, and we're going to review it for you.
It's gotta be okay. It has to be.
Mike, where'd you get that goddamn mask? Walgreens? What? Dude, put that away now! Oh, shit, fucking Kelly Clarkson!
All right, so the rest of the movie news that we have to go through today. Where'd it go? Fuck me in the face with a hot pocket.
Oh, that's
hot
awful.
Pocket. The other news that's coming out is GameStop is being a huge piece of ass.
I gotta respect it because they're fucking assholes.
What a huge piece of ass. Dude, it doesn't surprise me in the least because the way that GameStop's always been to their employees, like, seriously, when someone walks in the door, you have to stick your thumb up their butt and hold them there until they buy your fucking membership cards.
Do you want a Game Informer magazine, you son of a bitch? Sign up or you're a piece of garbage.
The rewards. Give us your fucking...
Dude, I heard, like, they're fucking awful to their employees. Like, they're real fucking bad. Yeah. Like, they'll say that if you don't, like, they look at each employee's fucking numbers. If they don't sell enough magazine subscriptions or whatever the bullshit is, that they'll limit your hours until you quit on your own. Like, they'll get like 2 hours a week.
Yeah, I've never been impressed with GameStop and the way they treat people. But it got even worse this week when GameStop literally sent a memo out to their employees and they were like, I know that, like, the state might be shutting down all non-essential shit, and if the cops come in, they literally sent this to their fucking employees. If the cops come in and they tell you to shut down, just tell them no, it's okay because we're essential retail. No, you're fucking not. You sell video games.
I mean, you can't get the new Minecraft like edition.
By the way, all of them downloadable on the internet. You don't.
You know what it feels like? It feels like goddamn shirts from Sasquatch gangs. Like, but when they say that it's essential, we are basically essential because we provide entertainment
and
for
nuggets.
people. And nuggets, you can get those after you buy your video game.
They literally said, we've received reports of local authorities visiting stores in an attempt to enforce closure despite our classification. Store managers are approved to provide the document linked below to law enforcement as needed.
Oh.
So you want your employees who are working at fucking GameStop to talk to the police who are coming in and telling you that we're shutting things down to keep everybody safe. For you to tell people, no, we're essential, so it's good. You want them to do that for you, rather than as a corporation.
Like, I was actually looking it up really quick because I swear I'd seen something where GameStop finally like succumbed from the amount of dick they were going to get slapped in the face with, that they were going to shut down their stores. But literally, they've not done anything. They literally have said... from the Vice article, GameStop instructs employees to ignore law enforcement and not shut down. Like, are you fucking... Ooh. Oh my god. Did you eat paint chips as a kid? It's like, okay, I understand what you're saying, and it's not even... Actually, I don't understand. I just think you're fucking, like, eating paint chips and had, like, I don't know, put your teeth on a live wire at some point in your life. they're saying that this is essential entertainment for people that are staying home during the quarantine. So the employees have to show up because without me, how can they get the Game Genie for Mario Brothers Part 3? How can they get the secret whistles?
They know they're dying anyways because of with technology and stuff and downloadable games and all the shit that's going on. GameStop's dying anyway because they made their money off making you spend $60 to buy a video game and then giving you $7.97 for it 2 weeks later when it sucked.
Son of a
They've
bitch.
made their living on that, and now that technology's turning a little
It's like,
bit.
I'll give you $7.97 in store. No, he's like, I'll give you $7.97 for cash, or I'll give you $300 in-store credits.
Yeah, or
he's like, oh, what can I buy? It's like, well, that particular video game is 450 credits, so I guess you got to come up with something else.
Or you
Give
can
me
lick
what you
my
got.
butt and I'll give you a bag of Doritos.
Give me that.
They've been fucking
Cool
people
Ranch.
since day fucking one, and now they're already hurting, and this is going to come up, and now they're literally putting it on their employees, making whatever it is they're making to go and look cops in the face and tell them, no, we're not going to shut down because corporate told me. It's embarrassing.
And guess what?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
By the way, we definitely will never be sponsored by GameStop.
Fuck it.
Well, I don't.
They won't be around in 2 months anyways.
I much preferred EB Games back before they got absorbed by
Goddamn
GameStop.
Babbages, yo.
Woo!
Babbages.
Woo!
Get that Babbages.
I do the Ric Flair walk, but no, yeah, GameStop, man, get the fuck off your high horse. You're not essential. You're not essential at all. I'm sorry.
And if you want to figure it out, do it from a corporate standpoint. Don't ask your fucking employees to tell cops that you're not shutting down.
You guys died
Piece
10
of
years
shit.
ago, and you just haven't figured out yet that your brain doesn't work. Like, your fucking legs are still moving because you're a big-ass dinosaur, but your shit's been shut down for a long time.
You know who else that happened to, Jay?
Chuck
Jared
Norris.
Leto from
Oh.
The Joker.
Oh, I was gonna say Chuck Norris died 15 years ago, but the Sharona Cyrus hasn't had the nerve to tell him. But
Jared Leto.
dude, you know what?
This is the most Jared Leto
You know
thing
what?
I've ever
It
thought.
reminds me of because I watched that. We'll get into what we watched this week, but I watched a movie. I fucking love this movie, dude. I love it to death. But this bullshit that Jared Leto pulled, it felt exactly like fucking Yuri's little brother in Lord of War.
Yeah.
Because you were snorting that fucking cocaine and fucking them hookers, and you didn't even know what was
I
going
want to
on.
put her on the Christmas tree.
Yeah, he's like, her name really is Angel. Put you on the Christmas tree. You know, are you reprising the role from Lord of War? He said that he didn't know shit about what was going on in the world because he was out goddamn meditating in the Garden of Eden.
Here's exactly what he said. He posted on Instagram, wow, 12 days ago I began a silent meditation in the desert. We were totally isolated. No phone, no communication, etc. We had no idea what was happening outside the facility. Walked out yesterday into a very different world. One that's been changed forever. Mind-blowing.
Was he in the Matrix?
To say the least. I'm getting messages from friends and family all around the globe and catching up on what's going on. Hope you and yours are okay. Sending positive energy to all. Stay inside, stay safe. Jared Leto was on like a 12-day fucking self-isolation meditation in the goddamn
what it was?
desert and didn't even know about the coronavirus.
Well,
Well, you can say it, you just can't put it in your title.
what?
Yeah, you just can't.
Well,
put
I've
it
been
in the
doing
title
all
of the video. I know, I was just letting you go. It's fine.
You're racist against Mexican beer too. That's why you didn't let me say it. Fucking Corona, then fine. But yeah, like I was thinking when I saw that, I read it, I was like, God damn, Walking Phoenix really fucked you up, didn't it? It's like,
He was fucking up way before
it's
Joaquin
like, I know, but
Phoenix.
it's like he really set you over the fucking edge where you had to go meditate on the goddamn backside of Yosemite and fucking be like, I have to be at peace with myself and
dude.
smoke this joint and have this peyote and go chase a wolf through the woods. And then I come back and everything's fucked. And I'm thinking like, if you guys only went out into the desert once, if you went into the desert once, you would understand the peace. Write me a fucking song how that goes, bitch. Like, this is war? Let me have that song. But no, you know what? I feel bad for Jared Leto in some way because Jared Leto is so fucking like, he's gotten such
Cuckoo, weirdo, cuckoo.
he is, but he's actually a good actor. He really is a good actor if he's put in movies that make sense. But this is fucking like, this is like beyond stupid. Like, dude, you literally are telling people that you had no time to worry about the world's problems because you had to play with your wiener and your ball sack for 2 weeks or whatever it was in the fucking desert, being like, kama 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 kama.
Dude, I don't blame him for it. Like that's why. It's
But
not,
you think he's really
it's not
ignorant of it? Do you think he's ignorant?
Like no, you're ignorant. Stop it. You're ignorant.
Blanket, stop.
I don't even judge him for it. I just think it's a funny ass news story because it's the most Jared Leto thing that's ever fucking Jared Leto.
true.
Of course, Jared Leto was on an isolation retreat meditating in the desert and has no idea that the world's in the middle of a pandemic. Of course he is, because he's
Goddamn.
fucking Jared Leto. Dude, I watched a documentary once on 30 Seconds to Mars. And literally, there was a scene in the documentary where he was getting sued by some people, wherever he's like, we're going up to the top of this mountain. And we do the, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a something yell or whatever. He's like, so basically what happens is like, I pick up this rock and I throw it off the ledge and I scream. And when I scream, I let out all my problems. And then once the rock hits the ground, all my problems are gone. So he literally on camera in this documentary picked up a rock and ran off the ledge. He was like, ah!
So when he breaks the rock, his problems are over.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Like, all my
we should all do that.
Are gone. Maybe that'll get rid of the virus.
No, what I was saying was like, do you think that he was actually ignorant of what was actually going on, or did he really sit up there like a Buddha-style bitch?
I believe him.
And he didn't know anything.
I don't know why, but I believe him, yo.
He's like, God on the couch, did you really meditate while shit's going down? I don't know why, but yeah, I believe him. But I wonder if he looked like the guy from Best of the Best, the one, like the Buddha, the guy that believed in Buddha. And when he was sitting there, and he was like, Virgil! And he was just like, and then when he got up to finally go back to society, he had like a little satchel full of like Rip Taylor fucking confetti. He was like, and then he jumped up. Like, I could just see that motherfucker having no shirt on and his tats bling and having the little man bun with the little, and then sitting there Indian style, really enjoying life. It's like, hey, dude, the world's dying. There's issues. He's like, I have to go. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. I feel like it's almost.
I believe it.
I don't know, man.
It's so Jared Leto. Nothing's ever been more Jared Leto than that.
He has 10.3 million followers. Good God, dude.
He's handsome.
How much? He's a nice looking guy, but at the same time, how much fucking? That's like hanging out with a guy that smokes pot all the time in high school, but doesn't know a fucking like what's 2 + 2. It could be 7, but it could also be 3.
Dude, I don't assign myself to numbers, man. That's like I'm spiritual.
I mean, obviously, you're not in touch with life. And if you were, then you would even be worrying about where we are now.
Imagine having enough money that you're going to spend 12 days of vacation sitting with your naked butt on sand in the desert doing that.
At this point, if I had enough money, I'd go to goddamn Antarctica and fucking hang out with the polar bears that sell Coca-Cola.
Be safe there.
That's what I'd do.
But that is this week's movie news.
Boom!
That
Done.
has come out. Good times for all to be had. Now we're going to go into the movie review section of Wham! Video Part 6.
Okay.
Part 6.
Part 6. It makes you. It's so bad you have a stroke when you say it.
Probably.
Part 6.
Halloween Night has released, everybody. Halloween Night is a much looked forward to as far as Halloween fans go. Fan film that's come out. It clocks in at nearly an hour long. It just got released on YouTube last week, and some awesome dudes making this stuff.
Really good guys.
They put our names in credits of the video.
Really happy for
because
you.
they're nice fucking people.
Thanks, man.
They spent their own time and hard work to make this Halloween fan film,
and it looks fantastic,
dude.
You guys did an amazing job with with the lighting, with the filming, with the music. The music was fucking dope. You guys put really good music in there. It's definitely, it has its moments as far as like, especially like for me, like when I was watching it, there's one specific scene. I don't want to give the movie away, but there's one specific scene when the chick is getting killed, or she almost is going to get killed at the end, and they kind of blur it like in and out, and that Michael. The way that they're shooting Michael looks fucking amazingly good.
Yeah.
And they're not scared to show Burt Reynolds' chest at all, because Michael Myers is rocking that Burt Reynolds chest.
He's got this.
It's smooth.
The V-neck.
It's smooth.
It's a Michael Myers V-neck thing.
Yeah, dude, like it flows really well. Like, I had an easy time watching. It was a really easy watch. And overall, like, man, you guys really worked your asses off on it. And I gotta say, you guys used like the best quality shit that you could use to make this film happen. And God bless you, sir. God bless you. Maybe have another. You've done great. You've done a good job.
It's true, man. From the opening, like I had no idea it was this long. I had planned on just doing a reaction video to it and watching it. I had no idea that it was an hour long as a Halloween fan film, and that's so fucking cool. And you imagine the time and the money that they put into this and the effort, and it's so fucking cool. And they all seem like super nice guys and everything. But when the movie starts out, the first thing I noticed, man, there's like a sky shot, and I'm like, damn, like that.
And then the music kicks in.
It reminded me of, for one, it reminded me of Never Hike Alone when they were using the drones to get those badass shots. There's a really nice shot of like the city landscape of what's going on, and then the music kicks in. And the music, and they use music from, they use some of John Carpenter's score. They use some of the 2018 score.
Well, it was. I had to look it up. I had forgot. I know the song, but I didn't know the name. It's "Lunatic Fringe" by Red Rider.
Yeah,
and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
because it fits perfectly perfectly.
And the music's placed well throughout the entire movie. It's really well done. It's awesome. And again, they use stuff from other Halloween movies in it, but it fits really well the way that they do it. But the first thing I noticed, man, the first scene that you got, and again, we won't give away any of the plot. We're going to put the link to the video down below so you guys can watch it.
You've got to get on that, son.
But the first thing I noticed, man, is when they go into this warehouse and this dude comes up. He's like, "Hey, you going to the party tonight?" First off, JP, the main guy in the movie, dude,
great.
you look exactly like the dude from fucking Supernatural, and a good actor too, man. Like
Which one?
I don't know which one's Sam or which one's Dean. The one that doesn't have the long hair. The one with the short hair. Dead on, man. Just straight. The way he dresses, the way he talks, everything. Like,
I got
really good actor.
I got
too.
a different vibe. He looked like I can't remember that motherfucker's name. He looked like the guy from National Treasure, like the sidekick guy.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Like you look like that dude, not in a bad way, but you look like
Hey,
him.
Katie.
Yeah.
Which Sam or Dean? Short hair.
Wait. Dean is the short hair. Sam.
Dean, dude,
Jimmy Dean.
Dead on reminded me of Dean from Supernatural. Like the way he acted, the way he talked, the way he looked, everything.
The one from Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, the one from My Bloody Valentine. Dead on him. Dude, really good acting job. And he was like all over. Like he did a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
With this. Really good acting job. And the dude that first comes in to talk to him, one of the first victims, I'll just say.
I want to say
Really good acting, man. Like for real. Like I know they say it with fan films or whatever, and we never say bad. We don't shit on anything.
Yeah,
that
man,
fan
it's hard
films
work.
do because like you guys are working, you're doing this yourselves, and that like nobody wants to shit on that because it's impressive. But honest to God, like the first opening scene there, the dialogue that was going on, I was like, this is like top level shit.
And by the way, we would take a dump on it. It was fucking awful and went against everything.
I just wouldn't review it.
Yeah,
honestly.
or something. But I would take a dump on it either way. But you guys did really good. That guy that came in, the friend of you, JP, he Fonz walked in and he Fonz walked to his death. And by the way, I'm just gonna point out, like while that music is going, while you're having that music play and Michael shows up and he does what he does, I felt like it was Wes Scantlin from Puddle of Mud, because the guy's got long ass fucking hair, and like Rob Zombie's Tyler Mane, and when he was killing that guy, I just felt like it was Wes Scantlin, like killing like his career.
Not that
the guy was bad. I'm just saying like the way he was doing it, it's like it looked like Wes Scantlin. But either way, you also had a guy that looked like Nick Kroll. By the way, you had a guy that was the Cobra Kai fucking dude, and I like that scene a lot. And he was like, "Hey, he goes, don't forget, you're my Daniel-son driver tonight." I was like, I like it.
You're my designated Daniel-son.
I liked it. I was like, that's pretty fucking good. Like I could use that. I would use that in real life, but that whole scene played out. The thing that really struck me is that you really took your time and made some cool death scenes, and then they paid off. Like there were some pretty decent death scenes in it as far as like what I didn't expect. There's one specific one that that stuck with me after I watched it. You really shot the shit out of that, because when the blood squirted up, like it looked like fucking Predator.
Yeah.
And Predator, when it was like,
yeah.
and like it spit the blood, I hit the forehead. I'm like, God, did you direct that person to be able to spit the blood up to hit the forehead?
No, they're dead now. It really happened.
I knew it. JP, you son of a bitch. You gave us fucking something that's Goosebumps related. But no, I mean, it looked really good on camera. And I mean, Mike and I make really shitty fucking like parodies and comedies and stuff like that. But I could only imagine how many times you probably filmed that particular scene to get that blood squirt just right to make it look really fucking good.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most brutal. That probably was the most brutal
I think it
one.
was, and it was a really good kill. And like there's so many scenes in this that you're just taken aback by, because you go, this particular scene does not look like a fan film at all. Like this looks so expensive and so fancy and so well done. And again, I really like the actors in this movie, almost from top to bottom. Almost every actor I saw just did such a good job. Even the tiniest, like the little warehouse employee roles, they did a really good job there. We're not going to talk about the plot a lot, because I feel like that's something you should experience in the movie. But I feel like people who are traditionalists, in the sense that they really love their Halloween 1, like they're really in love with Halloween 1, because some people really don't like the sequels the way we do, I think they're going to enjoy this movie a whole fucking lot, because there's so many little tie-ins and little Easter eggs and things like that tie directly into the first Halloween movie that Halloween purists and traditionalists are really going to get into. And, the only thing I'll say that and this is just a matter of preference. This is just a matter of preference for me personally. Like, and again, we couldn't do this. You guys, the talent involved with this is fucking amazing. But for me personally, I would have went with maybe a different mask and a different look for Michael overall, because it's just, everything around it and the production of it was so well done. I almost like the whole time I was watching, I couldn't help but think to myself like, I wish you guys had your own original mask. I wish you had your own original mask that you crafted for that, because I think it really just would have made its own mark.
And I'm not taking anything. We're not taking anything away from the film. The film is fucking phenomenal. You got to check it out. It really is good. I mean, they got the meats, Arby, for your fucking hardcore fans
for sandwiches.
But even with that particular criticism that me and Michael give it, you guys still did a good job, like I mentioned at the beginning, filming it in a certain way that looked really fucking good.
And there's certain scenes, dude, where even that mask, like there were certain shots where it was one thing, but there were certain shots. There's one point where he walks onto the front porch of the steps, and it centers on him, and you can see his eyes really close, and it zooms into his eyes, and I was like, oh, that looks completely fucking different. Like you took a mask that is like a normal fucking mask, and the way that you shot those scenes made it special. Again, they do a great job of going from the mask down to Michael's knife when he's holding it there.
Yeah.
And
that was a really good scene.
It's directed, and the camera work is so fucking well done.
And like what I was like the particular instance of shadow and lighting that you use that really affects the mask overall and like looks really well on film is that like when I mentioned when the girl's dying and you see the blurred in and out. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys took the time to twist the hair to make it look more like the original mask from because it looked fucking phenomenal. It looked really good in that particular scene. That was one of the things that stuck with me. And like Mike said, like the camera work is off the charts amazing. There's so many different ones to pick from that I like. One of the things I liked, it was a small one, but I can only imagine how cool or how long that might have taken. I don't know. But when you zoom in on the headlight after the one particular, I can't give away the kill, but you zoom in on the headlight and then it pulls back and the girl's getting the camera ready.
You hear it, but you don't see it.
But it's like, because it's like that filter thing. You use where you zoom on the headlight, it's bright light, and then boom, and then all of a sudden she's like setting up her camera, and that's the light from the camera. That was really well done. That transition to that moment was really fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of camera work in there, and it reminds me of Wes Craven's Last House on the Left, where like you can hear it happening on screen and you don't see it. And sometimes, as long as you don't do that in the entire movie, sometimes that's even creepier than watching the death happen on screen.
Yeah, it's just it's a love project, and you can tell that you guys really went the extra mile for it. It's smart. You guys did a really good job with the script and the idea with it.
Yeah.
You guys put your hearts into it, and that shows on screen. Like that's the scariest thing about it, when you put something on film and you put it out there for everybody to judge, especially if you put a lot of time into it, whether or not that's going to come across. And that definitely came across, especially for someone like Mike and I who are hardcore Halloween fans, and I'm sure other people out there that love Halloween, that definitely comes across that you guys love the material, and you can tell you respect it, and you add little Easter eggs in there. There's one particular thing I loved that I watched. I watched it twice. I watched it once with my girlfriend, and then I watched it again just to kind of get everything in that I could. But one of the things I like the best, especially the second time watching, is the fact that you paid attention to some of the kills in the original series and try to recreate it. At the end of the day, you guys fucking should be extremely proud of what you've done.
Just a goddamn movie.
Put some peanut butter on your wiener and just have a good time.
Number one, I cannot wait to see what you guys do with your talents going forward. The one thing and again, first off, dead on, like, this is shocking how good it looks. Like, it fucking throws you off how fucking high quality it looks. When you watch this, you're like, God damn, this is almost a straight up Halloween movie at certain points. Just the quality of the production that goes around it. But two, I'd really like to see, now this was a love letter to Halloween, and I get that. And there's stuff in it, like, again, and I don't want to go into any plot details because I don't want to give anything away, because it's for free. You guys can watch it. We'll put the link down below. Please watch it. But what I would love to see is you guys take all the talent that you fucking have and all the stuff that you put into this and go super original with whatever you do next. Even if it is a Halloween film. I would love to see this kind of production talent making your own Halloween story, going away from the original John Carpenter Halloween and making your own take on it, like what happens next or what happens way down the line, or maybe a new killer, or it doesn't even have to be Halloween. But you guys have the talent and you guys have the production quality, the way you did this, to really do something special. And while this was what it was supposed to do, a love letter to Halloween, so many things tie into the original movie, and it was done so fucking well. I cannot wait to see what you guys do with your talents doing something else going forward, because I think it's going to be pretty special.
It kind of reminds me of the same thing that happened with because again, you guys are amazingly talented. Yeah, you guys are way more talented than our mediocre wieners. We try our best, okay, but we drink Zima in the day. But it kind of reminds me of what Pony Smasher did with Lights Out. You know, if you guys took the same energy and talent for what you obviously have and put it towards an original idea, even if it's not Halloween, I think you guys could come up with something great. You guys have the camera equipment. I don't know if you rented it, but whatever, you could get it. I think that if you took that time and that energy that you have and the talent you naturally possess and put like an original horror, I think you guys would be knocking it out of the fucking park. And who knows, it could be picked up like Pony Smasher was for Lights Out. I'm just really, but you know what? If you guys wanted to stay in the Halloween realm, if you guys wanted to stay making fan films and fuck it, man, do that. Like, because you're really putting out some great content, and it's really nice in today's, with what's going on with that cunt virus that's fucking killing. It's really nice to have these kind of movies because we don't know. We just did that part of the segment of the video about the Halloween Kills movie. It's really nice to have this really fresh, nice take on Halloween and Michael Myers.
Yeah. You guys made such a legit thing, and it's so cool, and you should be so proud of yourself.
You made a lot of people happy.
And even a lot of people happy. You, just like me, will have a lot of aesthetical preferences that you would choose over certain points in it. Remember, these guys did this themselves, and that's so fucking impressive, man. I'm proud of you.
You know
guys.
what's impressive?
My need for
speed. No, I was gonna say that
low
you
calorie
use aesthetically.
Chicken wings. Aesthetically, I like that's a
aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
But you said aesthetically.
Aesthetically, yeah, you can do it. Aesthetically is a word.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it fucking is.
Is it?
Yeah. You're aesthetically challenged because you wear salmon shirts. Anyways,
this isn't salmon. So you're also fucking blind.
It looks like
and
my toothpaste. We love your fucking faces, guys.
Your backward hat looks like fucking Dennis the Menace. But anyway, I don't know. Get a new style. But anyway, how about this? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna also reflect on the fact that what Mike was saying in sentiments as far as like, don't be too harsh on the film. Like, I mean, you guys out there, like, and we know, like, there's a lot of, like, Halloween fans are, like, pretty forgiving as far as, like, they're accepting of a lot of things. They're not like Star Wars fans or Marvel fans where they fucking rip you apart, or even DC fans for that matter. They'll rip you apart for the fucking smallest, tiniest goddamn continuity issue or whatever you miss. Like, I said Black fucking Mantis or something, and I couldn't live that down. I can't forever. But like Mike said, it's really hard work to do these kind of movies, man, and it really takes a lot of effort to do these kind of movies. And you guys, you knocked it out of the park. Like, as far as like, it's one of the best fan films I've ever seen. Like, it really looks amazing, and you guys really did a good job. You should be proud and happy with the result that came out in the product that you gave us. So thank you and thank you for the fact that it's free, and that's always a good thing. Obviously, we don't want to pay fucking money, or we're already paying money now, like for fucking like goddamn VOD shit. So thank you for that. And keep on rocking with your socks out.
Well said, Gumby.
What?
Where's my beer? Our Patreon of the week! Brian Carbonell.
The Cabanero effect.
Demons. Demoni.
No, it's Spaghettio Demonatico. But yeah, okay, so demons. It's about motherfucking girls that you meet at a bar that wind up taking you for everything you had because you were drunk and you said yes when they said let's have sex.
We've all been there. Him more than twice.
At least 3 times today. But nonetheless, it's a great movie. Not really. It's a weird movie.
I thought it was great.
It was great for the... Okay, here's the thing. Let me preface it like this. If it's a movie that you want to see that's cheesy in all the right ways and has the right kind of camp to it, it's great. If you're looking for an actual horror movie though, with like substance and like a good plot that makes sense and not weird editing that sometimes just happens, like the guy was drunk and he forgot he was filming something, this is not the movie for you.
Well, it's Dario Argento, Fulci, all those films. If you like those, this is right up your
But it was fun.
pipeline.
I would say that. It's a fun... You know what? It reminded me of that movie to have on if you were having a Halloween party in the background. While you were having a Halloween party, it'd be on the background kind of, and just weird
it'd be
shit
a great party
That's
movie.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it would be one of those movies that everybody's coming over, they're drinking the punch, they're wondering why they're still with their girlfriend when there's a hot girl that they have never seen before, and then they're like, oh, that's weird, like, look at that bitch's fucking face, and they're like, anyway, what I was saying was, like, I'm totally fucking legit.
For sure.
But it's really interesting, the movie itself, like, at the beginning, like, it's got this rock and roll thing going for it, and I thought that was badass.
Thrash goth metal through the entire fucking movie.
Dude, at the very beginning on the fucking subway, those like that, I was like, those bitches look like a Joan Jett and the Blackhearts from the fucking 80s.
It reminded me of Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, they got the leather jackets, they got the weird hair, they're all spiked. It's 85, man, everything's fucking like all cool. And then you see goddamn Kano, fucking Kano,
Like
with,
Kano,
fucking,
he did.
with the mask thing and like giving out tickets to a free movie. And she's like, yeah. But it's weird, like how he appears. Like he appears like in Chun-Li in Bloodsport. When he looks up and he sees Chun-Li in the fucking mirror as the subway is going, he just appears in the fucking mirror and he's like, and I was like, that's Kano. But yeah, dude, it's so wacky. The fucking movie is wacky. It's not. And again, I want you guys to understand when I say it like that, I don't mean in a negative way. It's fun. It's a fun movie, but it's not exactly goddamn Shakespearean.
If I asked you if you wanted to watch this, I would just say one thing. I was like, do you want to see a dude who looks like Tommy Jarvis from the Friday the 13th final chapter riding a goddamn motorbike through a movie theater with a samurai sword cutting zombies in half? And if your answer is yes, then you want to watch fucking Demons.
That motherfucker, that thing was majestic when it happened.
Dude.
I was goddamn on tears almost, because like, you know what? That needs to be a painting somewhere in the Smithsonian.
It was goddamn beautiful.
This belongs in a museum.
So this is the plot. This is what happens. This girl, she's in this town. She's visiting or whatever. She's not visiting. She has school.
Mm-hmm.
She has all this stuff going on. She sees Kano on a train.
Kano.
And this guy starts passing out tickets to this movie theater. And he's passing out to everybody for this mystery movie. So all these people show up to this mystery horror movie at this huge
Metropole or something.
this huge fucking complex, and they all go there to see the movie. The girls are there, and they're trying to get a soda pop, and these two guys walk over and they're like, hey, let me help you with this soda pop. And
These motherfuckers look like they subscribe to the Cosby Effect.
and it's dubbed.
It looked good though.
But the dubbing, I think, is done really well.
I thought it was. I told him when I got here, I was like, dude, I didn't think it was English. Or no, I was like, I didn't know they actually did an English version. He was like, no, it was dubbed. I'm like, those guys matched that shit up better than fucking Dragon Ball Z anime.
I thought it was pretty obvious. Like you could tell because it was all a little bit delayed.
I couldn't.
But I was shocked that you could. But like some of the dudes actually sound like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's like, I don't want to fight you, zombie.
Well, I thought that was a little weird. But
a lot of the dudes sounded just like Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I love. But yeah, they're in this theater and they're watching this movie and they're watching like a Fulci or Argento zombie movie where like these people are going to this tome and they're talking about Nostradamus and all this stuff happening, and like all of a sudden these people start like fucking getting nasty and they start eating people. And the next thing you know,
you're talking about Lady Gaga party or the movie?
in the foyer for the movie theater, there's this dude on a motorbike holding like this demon face, and one of the girls who was with like her pimp, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. The perfect guy for like
great.
Perfect character for a Romero film.
They call him Pimp Daddy Lightning Chocolate.
he was
good.
awesome.
He was awesome. Yeah,
he was great. Hello, Thor.
He reminded me of not Sex Machine, but the other guy from Dusk Till Dawn. He had that feel to him.
Yeah, man, he did.
I don't know. I was like, I hope that motherfucker survives because he's the one that knows. He gets it.
Yeah, he seemed like a badass. But they're all in this theater together, and you've got this old asshole guy who's like, shut the fuck up. And these two dudes are just trying to hit on these two girls. The movie starts playing. It gets fucking freaky, and then all of a sudden they're like, it sounds like the screams are really coming from the screen. The one girl who took the mask and put it on her face gets cut. She goes into the bathroom, and all of a sudden her shit, dude, I was watching this today, and Katie was making dinner, and I grabbed my spaghetti, I paused it, I sat down, I was eating my spaghetti right when shit got nasty.
See, dude, that happened to me all the time. It didn't happen to me this time.
Whoa.
But yeah, goddamn.
Fuck.
The practical effects are off the chart amazing, and it's gross as fuck. Like, there are some really good scenes, like, not like American Werewolf in London kind of change or transformation, but it's up there. Like, it's up there as far as like how they showed like the fucking fingers and like the hands growing. And there's one. God damn! And there's also, I forgot to be this bitch, but there's also like when you saw the nails coming out and like pushing out the nails.
Damn.
So why you gotta do that, bitch? But no. It was cool, and it was like, she had like literally sucked too many dicks, and when she went in that bathroom, it was all catching up to her at once. But when she comes out and she's full on, you know what they look like? like when these humans become demons, when they become like the vehicle for these demons to do evil.
They're zombie demons, basically. By the way,
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, they can infect you by scratching or biting you. They look like Deadites. They look like Deadites from Evil Dead. That's what they looked like. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, because like I thought it was really cool moments when they were running in the dark or they were running towards the victims. Their eyes would be like super yellow, and it just reminded me of the camp and cheesiness of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But it was scary too. Like Evil Dead always fucking scared me, but every time I showed it to somebody else, I was like, that's fucking stupid. It's like, well, your fucking mom is stupid.
Evil Dead 2 scares the shit out of me.
No, Evil Dead 1, the original Evil Dead, when I first watched it, it fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. Like, it really disturbed me. It was so disturbing and weird and out there. And then I've shown it to girlfriends or people that have never seen Evil Dead before, and they're just laughing at it, and I just want to fucking have their mother have their toes run over by a car. Because it makes me mad. I was like, dude, that shit's scary.
Yeah.
Like, when she's sitting there going, like, you know, in Evil Dead, but there's some weird, like, shit that goes on.
That's how I feel about Evil Dead 2 when they're sitting there laughing and they're just all laughing like nonstop. I'm like, this is freaking me the fuck out, man.
They do that part in Evil Dead 2 when she pops out of the fucking ground, she's just doing the ballerina shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. But it's kind of like that. Like, and these things, once you're infected by the demonic juice, once you're like juiced up and you've got that sperm inside you, you want to like infect as many people as you can. And if by a scratch or a bite or whatever, you pass on, you transmit the disease to another person, they become a demon, and yada yada yada. The story itself, like, as far as like the mask is the reason, like I don't know, like the mask is really it almost reminded me of like fucking the mask, like Loki's mask in the Mask Jim Carrey movie. You put it on and it makes you fucking.
She started the whole thing because she puts on the mask and it nicks her, and then when she goes to the bathroom, dude, it's so fucking nasty because it starts to bubble up, and it reminds me of a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark with the spider thing with all the spiders, because it starts to bubble up, and dude, like that was like right when I was taking my first bite of spaghetti. It was like, and that green shit came out. I was like, it was so fucking gnarly.
Oh man, what if you were having tacos and you'd had like fucking guac?
Oh.
If you'd had fucking guac, because it's green as fuck and it's guacy looking,
dude,
and it's like, god damn.
The whole thing is really cool and meta in a way, and it feels like a Fulci Argento type film mixed with some Romero stuff in it, but also there's some meta Wes Craven Screams type stuff in there too, because they're in the theater watching it happen, and then eventually at one point the girl rips through the screen and everybody's, and it's almost like the movie set it off in people, plus the situation with the mask. But all these people that were in this movie have to hole up in this movie theater, and in the middle of the movie is where it really dies down for me. Like in the middle of the movie, it dies down and they start getting repetitive with the same kind of shit over and over again. But then we go to another alternate story that's going on, which is these punkers in this fucking car, which reminds me of the Return of the Living Dead, by the way. And they're doing coke. They have literally cocaine in a coke can. They've cleaned out the coke can and they have a straw in it. But they drive around snorting coke and holding this coke can with a straw in it, and they're like just snorting it the whole time. At one point they spill it. They get in a fight over it and spill it, and he's like, "You're gonna clean up every fucking gram out of that back seat."
I like the fact that bitch took her fucking panties off just to fucking make sure that shit got back in the can.
It was so uncomfortable.
And by the way, that whole thing, the way that played out, those bitches look like dirty versions of like that whole the gang or whatever hanging out in the car. They reminded me of fucking like butt crack and taint of Iggy Pop. Like you could just smell BO, desperation, and fucking maybe I should have had a shower last night because I've not had one ever.
One of the most uncomfortable weird boners I've ever had.
They
in my
just
life.
like sweat taint. They just smell like sweat taint. Like, you know, stank dick. It's like stank. I got stank dick.
Smells just like guacamole.
Hey, smell. Yeah, you ever had that smell on your dick where you can't stop smelling it? But you know, what I'm saying about that particular scene is like you're going one way with the movie, and I know what they were trying to go for. Like I get it, but it felt very sloppily edited together.
I like that scene.
No,
It took you out of the movie theater for a little bit.
The scene was cool. It just felt like it didn't belong because it wasn't edited in a way that made sense.
Editing's weird.
Like that particular part, because it was like, is the movie fucking over? Like I swear to God on everything that's fucking holy, when they cut to that point when it goes black and then it's fucking.
That was the anthology.
I thought that was I was like, okay, now we're gonna have another story about demons.
I thought so too. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is bullshit. I was like, did somebody get fucking drunk or hungover and they came in to edit and they were like, hey, you know what? There's no like real tie-in here.
I just thought it was an anthology.
I did, but I was like, there's no lead in here, but I'm just gonna be like, oh, fuck it.
It was so fucking weird though, man. That whole scene.
I almost felt like they had filmed that, like, maybe at one point they were like, we might use this, and then they ran out of film space, and like, hey, let's use that scene with that guy, with them when they're driving in the car snorting coke out of a coke can.
The whole thing's weird like that though, because like they spill the coke and they're trying to clean it up, and there's this one scene where the dude next to her who's been like talking to her like shit the whole time, the driver demands like, I want every gram of that fucking coke picked up, every fucking gram, and he's like, dude, some of it fell in her vagina. He's like, get it, snort it, you fucking get it,
you snort that clip.
So like all of a sudden he's sitting there and he's like taking the razor blade.
That was weird.
Up close on her nipple.
Dude, you know
like,
what I was scared of? I thought that motherfucker was gonna pop her nipple off.
Well, he still cut her titty.
Well, he did, but dude, I thought it was gonna be up there and you're gonna hear it go.
Yeah, but you got his up close zoom in on a titty.
Give me that pepperoni.
Zoomed in on a titty, and like there's cocaine on the titty, and he's taking a razor blade on the titty, and then he's scraping it up on the titty, and it's like you're entranced. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
It felt like it was
now?
your titty.
Yeah.
Like you were so absorbed with that, you're like, that's my titty, and my titty might get cut tonight. Because like dude, it was a straight fucking razor blade. It was a straight fucking razor blade.
Crazy.
No Gillette here with like an extra a piece of absorbency. This thing was a straight razor blade that they used to kill you in the gangs. And no, but dude, it got close to that goddamn nipple, and dude, I swear to God, because of the movie, I thought they were gonna cut into it, and you would see it like fold over like Play-Doh, and it was just gonna see the nipple go.
I don't know why.
And then it was gonna hit the driver. He's like, I told you to get it out of her vagina, not cut her nipple off. And she's like, hey, like I don't.
It was weird.
It was the whole thing was weird.
These punkers end up getting chased by the cops. It's like, did I just park at the wrong spot? Or they get chased into the theater, and then they get involved with the rest of the story, and then it almost becomes meaningless.
I don't want to give away because I want you guys to see it.
Right, but that's how they get intertwined in the whole story. And the main thing is the main guy who's trying to hit on the girl at first totally reminds me of. He reminds me of Tommy Jarvis, and he's like the main guy. And eventually, and in the middle of the movie, you get a little bit bored because they kind of keep doing the same shit. Or the zombies show up.
You remind me of Hacksaw Jim Dugan when he just got on the goddamn thing. He's like, oh, like, and he ran in, and suddenly he could use a katana like he was a fucking kung fu master.
But that's where I got really excited because like the whole middle of the movie, they go through, and I know they're not zombies; they're technically demons, and they've got this whole meta thing going on. But the middle of the movie gets kind of boring because they're doing the same repetitive thing, like, oh my god, my friend's got bit, so I know he's going to turn, so I have to kill him. We've seen it 1,000 times, even though this is 1985. But where the movie really fucking just hits its pace for me and becomes a cult classic and something that I would actually watch again is when all of a sudden shit hits the fan, all the fucking demons are coming at him, and he gets a hold of a katana sword and a fucking motorbike, and he's driving around, and the movie, dude, some of it makes no sense, some of it's just batshit stupid, and some of it's batshit's crazy, but they're also trying to scare you at the same time. But at one point, the dude's driving around on a motorbike with a katana, just cutting the fuck out of zombies, and it becomes like an Evil Dead. It becomes an Ash situation, and it's really fucking cool.
I wish they had just because they use like Billy Idol in the movie, like,
and the soundtrack, dude,
it was great.
Fuck,
it was amazing. I really wish at that scene they used Patti Smith shooting down the walls of heartache, a bang bang. I am the warrior.
The whole time there's thrash metal in the background, like fucking going.
I would love to have the Patti Smith and Scandal have that fucking song come on because it would make no sense. But the fact that he had a katana sword and he was doing that shit, I would be like, this is fucking incredibly great. At this point, they don't know what the fuck they got. They just know they got a mad fucking magician's goddamn concoction in a kitchen and they want you to drink some of it. Drink this! And you're like, okay. Oh, fuck yeah. Like, it was so weird. It's so over the top. It's so out there. There's so many different things happening at once. And it's so, like, the story it's basic and it's simple, but then they add the effects with the demon transformation and the bite and the kills. Wow, man. Like, it's a great fucking pick, man. And you know what? When you said, or when I told me, hey, we're going to watch Demons, I thought it was Night of the Demons. So I got that one confused. But when I was watching, I was like, man, maybe I did watch this at some point. I don't know if they put it heavily edited version of it on Sci-Fi at one point or TNT Monster Vision. It's possible, especially with Joe Bob Briggs, the drive-in with Monster Vision.
Be perfect for it.
But I don't know. But nonetheless, it was a really good adventure ride that it felt like I went on Double Dare and I got slimed and I didn't like it. But I was okay with it when it was happening. But when I got out of Double Dare, I'm like, I fucking hate that motherfucker. But no, man, thanks so much for recommending it. I think that on a scale of 1 to 10, it's really hard to rate this one. I think I would give it a 7. Maybe a 6.5 to a 7. It's definitely not one of those movies for me personally that you have to see, before you die. It's not one of the movies that I would put on a list to say you have to see this movie before you die. But it's a really interesting movie to check out if you got the time to do it. It's also a really interesting movie to have during Halloween, October.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like it's essential. It's essential. We're essential entertainment, GameStop, to have it on your list to put on. I would put it on the background, like I said, on a background at a Halloween party. Yeah. Like, it's just so fucking weird. Like, people will watch it for a second.
Totally agree.
Anyway, do you guys like water coolers?
Some of the shots and the storyline doesn't make sense, and some stuff is just dumb, and you don't know what's going on. But like just the whole aesthetic of it, the way he uses that camera in this movie, his shots are beautiful. Like the way he does everything, and the way that the demons look is really cool, and the whole thing's fine. It's just that. I give it a 7.5 at the end of the day. For me, I give it a strong 7.5. I liked it a lot, man, just because of where it lands. In the end, when like the ceiling's going,
quite spicy.
And they're crawling through the barbed wire and stuff, and you got that post-apocalypse.
I just thought that was so dumb. Though.
Oh, dude, I love that part because it was it reminded, for some weird reason, dude, it reminded me of RoboCop versus Terminator, the video game on Super NES.
I don't know, dude. The fact that a goddamn helicopter out of nowhere just crashes.
But it was so wild. It was just so crazy.
Fit.
Like and again, the middle portion of the film, it all gets very generic for a little bit, and then when you land on that fucking craziness that this movie lands on, I was enthralled. I was like, wow, I didn't expect
it's
that.
It's like level 8 on Super Mario Brothers. Like, I didn't know this shit happened.
Yeah, dude, shit just gets wild at the end, and I love the end of the movie so fucking much. And it ties into so many other movies. And again, the gore is fucking nasty as shit. The entire movie.
Really good.
It's got all that shit, all that Italian horror shit, like the up close fucking gouging out eyeballs, like
that part.
Fucking nasty.
That part, and I
people
felt
throwing up guts and shit.
I felt bad for that guy. The goddamn Stevie Wonder motherfucker. Yeah, I felt bad for him.
His daughter was fucking banging someone.
Oh, she was hot though. I'd bang her too. But the fact that he just randomly sat down and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna rub your vagina. Let's go make out. Well, you leave your blind dad here."
Yeah,
okay,
no.
I'll do that.
Wild movie, man. Wild
movie.
Movie.
It's crazy.
Out there and weird. It's like he took 7 shots of vodka and went to a weird karaoke bar in Kansas, and then things just ended up how they ended up.
I think this is the kind of movie that you would write when you smoke embalming fluid.
Probably.
It's like, I smoked embalming fluid and drank some goddamn lighter fluid.
Man, Brian, excellent choice, man. I'm so glad we got to review this. I'm so glad that you're a Patreon. And if you guys want to get on the Patreon and want to be the weekly Patreon, the link is down below. But Brian, you're fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for picking an amazing movie.
Love you, Brian.
And what a fucking fun ride.
And by the way, you have the same name with Little Monsters. Brian, don't leave Doritos on the bottom of your floor. You might get Howie Mandel.
That's the one where they pissed the orange juice. The kid drank the piss.
Who put piss in my apple juice?
That was apple juice. Fuck.
God, that was a great movie, though. Little Monsters is fucking great.
I remember the flashlights underground.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. Tonight we bring it back.
Back to back. Trailer action time, you fucking lovely sons of bitches who I love.
You guys ready to take your panties off and your underwear, or you already done that? Because I'm hoping you did it.
Listen.
Take pictures and send it to Mike.
I want them.
Or post it on Pornhub, where every normal American does.
All right, first up, we got What We Do in the Shadows, Season 2 official trailer.
Yeah.
Now, we did on our Patreon, we did a full commentary of What We Do in the Shadows.
It's fucking hilarious.
Shit's funny as shit,
Loves
man.
it.
I love it so much. So this is Season 2 on FX, and it comes at a perfect time where all of us are fucking going crazy out of our minds in quarantine. This shit's gonna be funny, and it comes to TV, so we don't have to worry about it getting canceled.
I think this is like a perfect name for the quarantine thing anyway. What We Do in the Shadows. It's perfect.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Sucking, fucking, and touching.
Kill it.
Oh shit! No,
Turn it up, motherfucker.
Wait, I fucked it up. I gotta turn it up louder.
Turn it up.
Turn it up. We gonna turn it up.
Oh.
Sucking, fucking, and touching.
We have been invited to our neighbor's superb owl bar.
So, how come we never see you guys around here during the regular season?
They never seem to be around during the day. It's like they're vampires or something.
You that?
Hey, okay.
Nadja and Laszlo, the human music group.
Laszlo has always been quite musical.
She's a superb lyricist.
We're feeling honey for blood. We're feeling
I feel like this is Donald Trump's cabinet. They're being interviewed by 2020. He is supreme in what he does.
I've been experimenting with humor to drain energy. The main thing is that we all give 100%, except when it comes to donating blood.
I realize it and fall with it.
Vampires have nightmares too about vampire slayers.
You're up.
You think they're real?
No, how could they be?
Just stories to scare vampires.
Oh my God, was that Haley Joel Osment?
troubled spirits, uncloak yourselves. Apocotherapy.
Okay, wherever you insist. You pull this out.
I think someone summoned a breakfast burrito.
Changing. I'm becoming something stronger. I don't even need to talk someone's ear off anymore to drain them. TGIF. Working hard or hardly working? 5 o'clock somewhere.
Man, brilliant.
That's good as
Loved
shit.
it, loved it.
I like it so much.
I mean, what can you say? Like, it's a fucking great show. Like, get on it. Get on it.
Get
okay?
inside of it and take it in your loins.
Get inside you.
Now you're begging me to stay.
Hey, man. Check it out. I mean, who? Like, he's like, oh, that the vampires are ready. It's like the breakfast burrito. You know what? It's funny about that is because I swear to God, me and Mike would go to a seance and we would say some stupid shit like that, like we were at church, and you get all weird, and you'd be like, she's like, can you feel the spirits around us? Like, I can't feel shit except a turd that's coming out of my butt.
Hey, listen, if you're quarantined right now and you can't do anything and you've not checked out What We Do in the Shadows, the movie plus the show,
It's great.
God damn it, get into that. It's
Okay.
fucking funny as shit.
Can you not feel us reaching out to you? It's like, I don't know what she's saying, but dude, listen to this fart.
I don't know why, but I believe him, yo. All right, our next trailer reaction is going to be from another Jason Friday the 13th fan film called Jason Rising. We don't know dick shit about this. We're going in blind as our wives did when they sexted us.
I don't have a wife anymore, but she was definitely blind.
Exactly. Sucking, fucking, and touching.
Yeah, because she woke up and she was a hooker and sucked a lot of dick.
Red Crow. That's a badass production company name.
I wonder,
Red Crow.
I wonder if Brandon Lee. Oh,
My dad told me a story once. A story of a vengeful mother and the death of her son, Jason.
I'm locked in.
I didn't believe it at first. But this town has a dark history. Covers it like a thick fog.
I think that's how Jason just really, like, normally
Some say
sleeps
Jason never
in
died.
his bed.
No one knows for sure.
Oh, what?
Legend goes on Friday the 13th, 1984, he returned to Crystal Lake.
What have they done to you,
They killed me, Ma!
my sweet boy?
He killed 37 people and was fatally wounded by a 12-year-old boy.
It's fucking good, though, man.
But that wasn't the end.
We gotta do this on our own!
I really don't like this. This place is creepy.
What are we doing out here?
It smells like salmon.
What needs to be done?
Look at your mustache.
Good mustache.
My bro.
Be a long night.
Sam Elliott said hello.
Oh my. Looks good.
It looks really fucking good.
Born under a bad sun, you got
I'm
a
getting really
new
fucking,
moon
I'm
in
getting
your
disturbed about this
eye.
kind of fucking trend of all you amazing artistic people that make these fan films, because me and Mike have always pushed out mediocre bullshit and expects you to eat it, and now we can't do that anymore. Like, we gotta step our game up. We gotta at least go AAA batteries or something.
That fucking mustache is heinous in a great way.
It's amazing. That's a great mustache.
It's affirmative.
That shit's got its own zip code. That shit looks like a caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I'd be fucked up too. I found my mom dead in a bathtub.
What? Damn, that's a little TMI.
Hey, you quit your yapping and you keep digging.
Yeah, shut the fuck up about your mom.
Who wants a mustache ride?
I do. Oh.
She looks good, dude.
I know, man. I'm like hyped about it. I feel like I'm watching the first 48. Why is he in the coffin though? Wasn't he just on the ground?
After
Get in there and lock it up. Lock it up!
I ain't doing it. Okay, I will.
Almost lost it. I had to reach back and lock
You're
it.
wearing jeans with a fucking cop uniform shirt on. You do it. You got a sexy mustache. Yes. I don't like that. I hate the fucking whispering.
Good riddance.
Oh
There we
shit!
go. That's the sexual right there.
He said he was
That's
dead.
the
Tried to take my macaroni and cheese.
That's the need for speed. Dude, that's fucking cool.
Looks good as fuck.
I know, man. If we throw dirt on his face, it's like a parakeet. Just throw a fucking cover over his eyes. Dude, this is fucking badass.
Yeah!
Yeah, get on that shit.
Get on the Indiegogo, motherfucker!
Holy fuck, dudes. Yes. Yes, while it's in court, go ahead and play with mother's child.
I see what you've done here, and I support it.
No, that's a weird way I said it. But nonetheless, that's fucking awesome, man. That looks amazing. You guys definitely deserve more than 1.08 thousand subscribers. You guys are doing something fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You have 202 upvotes, 5 dislikes, because those are assholes that don't like Jason, I'm sure. They would rather have Chucky put up with their butt. But you guys, man, that looks fucking awesome. That teaser alone, take your time.
Yeah.
Give us some really good stuff. Based on what you just showed us, though, if I was goddamn in the boardroom, you're hired. You're hired. And what are you driving? A Volvo?
I like that.
Get an Escalade.
It takes place directly after the final chapter. Jason 4, the final chapter. Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. Jason Rising. Because they say like he literally got put down by a 12-year-old boy or whatever, right? So and then they go to dig him up. Man, that was well fucking filmed.
How
dude.
embarrassing!
And they haven't even got the Indiegogo yet. That was just their shit. It
was really
They
good.
were just like, this is what we have to offer, and then you can spread your spreads upon it, and then maybe we can make it blossom into something good. I don't know, but this is what we have so far. So take it, Richard.
Take your
Take it, Richard, and then maybe we'll grow into something special.
Take your attitude out of the shop, bitch. God, like all you're doing is bringing negativity in, and you know what I know? You know what I know?
What?
That you smell like rose petals, and your dick is small. So stop.
He's right.
So stop.
He's right.
You guys go ahead and do your thing.
No one's stopping him from being right.
Too Long Fu, thanks for everything. Julie Newmar, awesome. That's what you just gave us.
In all seriousness,
I know, it's awesome.
The link for that shit is going to be down below because it looks dope as fuck, and everybody should go support it because I want to see it.
It's amazing.
I've seen Suspiria. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, it's a tarantula!
Okay, now we've reached the portion of the show where we talk about what we watched this week.
You look like that fucking asshole Frenchman that's gonna be like, the only way to paint with paints is to use mustard and tartar sauce.
Up on the daily. Ace Ventura's like, up on the daily.
So what I watched this week? Well, I watched Halloween Night, which we know. We reviewed that. I also watched Dawn of the Dead. Ving Rhames,
remake?
The
or
remake.
the
The
original?
remake. It's Zack Snyder's fucking awesome. I remember when that movie came out, people were so pissed off that the zombies ran. Like, get the fuck over yourself. It's a goddamn fiction movie. Like, I mean, who cares if they run? I love Ving Rhames because Ving was like, fuck y'all. He's like, better them than me. better them than me. And then, you know, also it's like, oh, yeah, that fucking fat chick from Burger King, I was gonna fuck her. Like, dude, that movie is so good. It's so, like, in my opinion, I feel like Dawn of the Dead, the remake, is a lot underrated. Like, it really is underrated. Like, because I know that people have a problem with, like, fitting it into the Romero universe. Obviously, they're running, it's like 28 Days Later, but the acting is really solid. It's got some good comedy to it. And even the asshole fucking Frappuccino guy, I fucking love that guy. He said that, he's like, it's nice to see that you've all bonded between all this is happening, and he's drinking his coffee. It's so well done. It's so good. It's so, and the only thing I fucking hated about it, and I fucking hated it. I love the beginning, the opening, when they play Johnny Cash, a man walking around taking names. I love that. That was fucking awesome. And then they're showing the clips of like the zombies and stuff, and you show, you know, the president or the White House spokesperson is like, oh, we don't know.
But you ate the dick cheese.
The dick cheese is awful.
Richard Cheese, I think where you're going is the guy who did the like Down with the Sickness. The slow version of it.
Is that who it was?
The guy's name is Richard Cheese.
I thought, you know what?
He's made a career doing it.
I thought that motherfucker was actually the lead singer of Disturbed, and he was like, give me an acoustic, and I'll slow this bitch down. I didn't know that. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, I hated that. I was like, dude, just, if they had kept the Disturbed original Down with the Sickness with the kinetic kind of frantic energy that was going out through it the entire movie.
Frenetic.
I like what I said.
It's okay.
But it was all good. I mean, okay, linear. But like it was great, man. The whole thing, like it was like a rock and roll fucking zombie movie, man, and it worked. And Zack Snyder, I think, to me, proved like that he could really handle a remake of a classic of Dawn of the Dead. Of course, it's not your grandfather's Dawn of the Dead, and we get that. Like, I understand that, but you got to go somewhere else. Like, I'm glad they didn't go the fucking Psycho way with Vince Vaughn and literally recreate each goddamn shot for shot. You know what? It was great. And then, so that was a great movie.
Dude, what I think Dawn of the Dead is so interesting, the remake, is because it came out in the time where, like, I remember that specific time. Do you remember
2000
this? Where they were doing when horror movies would come to DVD, they were doing the unrated cut, like the cut you couldn't see in theaters and all that stuff. Like, it was a big unrated version or whatever, and they were going to get nastier and darker with it or whatever. But it was like this rock and roll horror vibe that they were going with there.
I fucking loved it.
I think horror was making a slow charge at that time, and like not a lot of people paid attention to it. But it was fun.
I think Alice Cooper was coming at least 16 times a day when that was happening in that time.
And then I'm going to eat ya,
you Frankenstein. But yeah, that, and then I watched another really, I don't know if it's underrated now. It probably still is. But dude, I don't know if you guys have never, maybe you guys haven't, Lord of War. Fucking goddamn good, man. And that's, you know, back when they announced Jared Leto to be the Joker, I was really thinking of the character that he played in Lord of War.
Yuri.
He's fucked up. He's out of his mind. He's on coke all the time. He looks beautiful. And he's fucking Angel and trying to put her on the Christmas tree. And like, he's just out of his mind, dude. And I love Nicolas Cage in that too, because Nicolas Cage, I think there's such a poignant moment where Nicolas Cage he really is a bad guy. Like, he's awful. He's really the worst scum that you can have. When
but you're still kind of rooting for him.
You do. But when he lets his brother die, I don't want to give away the entire plot, but there is a moment where that happens, and then he just goes back to business as usual. And I'm like, God damn, that's cold and hot and fucking mean at the same time. But my favorite part, there's so many good parts, but my favorite part is the very end of the movie when he's talking to Ethan Hawke. And he was like, there's going to be a knock on the door, and this is going to happen. It's going to happen exactly the way that you don't want it to happen, and you're going to be congratulated, probably a promotion or a raise, and then I'm going to go away. And he's pretty much saying, because the people that I sell to are also your bosses, and their bosses are Dude, it's so fucking, it's like, you know what it felt like fucking Swordfish. It felt like that kind of like twisty kind of thing, but it was like cool, and it was like, God damn, I wish I could be as cool as Nicolas Cage.
I probably watch that movie once, like every 2 years or something.
It's incredible. And dude, even the beginning of the movie, it's like, there's something happening here.
The He Got Game soundtrack.
Yeah, dude, and then you see the bullet go down into the chamber, and then it shoots that kid in the head. Dude, it was like, and like
ballsy.
It's fucking awesome, yeah. And
now, if they released that today, it would be this whole hubbub about political shit. But where it released then, it was just kind of like, oh, it's
and they're like, well, you know, either way, the fucking movie is phenomenal if you get a chance to check it out. And I've always felt like it's a super underrated film.
Me too.
Yeah, that's all I watched. What'd you watch?
Well, I watched season 2, Kingdom, episode 1.
I haven't watched it yet,
dude. And we reviewed Kingdom Fucking amazing zombie series, by the way.
Yeah.
Dope as shit. I watched just the first episode because you remember when Kingdom ended up in the last season, like all the shit was going down.
Yeah.
Like fucking walls
Loved
were coming
it.
down, shit
Loved
was
it.
getting bigger. And I had to see what happened. I didn't really have time to delve into the season, but I needed to see it. And honestly,
Was it good?
A little bit disappointed.
Shut the fuck up.
I was a little bit disappointed.
And back
man.
the fuck up.
I was. For some reason, I don't know if it's the quarantine or like my ADD because everything going on in the world, but I couldn't really like jump back into the world immediately. And they showed the final battle, but it was no better than anything I saw in season
Plus, I mean,
one.
I don't also have the time to go. I don't really want to go back and watch the entire Kingdom.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
And it's not. It's a great show, by the way. Just so you know.
and I
But-
still recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, but it's like somebody's like, oh well, I haven't watched The Walking Dead in forever. I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
back and watch the entire Walking
But
Dead.
the way season 1 of Kingdom ended, it ended on a note of you going, "Oh fuck, are you serious?" Like the
Yeah.
credits now,
Yeah.
and when it picks back up again, it's been so long, you're just not in the same place. But it was still good. It's still well done. I still recommend Kingdom and Kingdom Episode 2. But one main thing that I've been doing, dude, since the quarantine and since my kids are off school for the next 4 weeks, so
Homeschool.
I've been doing, dude, it's great. I've been doing all this editing and shit, like doing all the shit for the channel. But also, I've got both my girls home because of the virus and everything that's going on. There's no school. So I've been watching them, so I haven't had as much time to do whatever. But I was like, through the quarantine, I was talking to my daughter. I was like, well, we got to find some new games and we'll download them. We'll do some stuff. But while I was downloading games for us, I saw NBA 2K20 on Game Pass, and I was like, select. And I downloaded NBA 2K20, and I've been playing it.
I can't.
Dude, it's been so fun. I started a season with the Mavericks,
Yeah.
Luka Doncic,
Ah.
and I traded for John Wall.
You know they're from Dallas.
They are. I got John Wall on my team.
John Wall.
John Wall. I got Porzingis, and I got Luka Doncic. All right, my big three.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, kid. But I appreciate
But it's entertaining because my first season I lost 3-1 to the Denver Nuggets, and I got kicked out of the playoffs. And then I started a new season.
Can you on NBA? Well, okay. I don't play the sports games at all anymore, like at all, because I can't get the fucking buttons at all. I don't know. I used to play like goddamn Arch Rivals and NBA Jam, and that's as far in Tecmo Super
It's
Bowl.
difficult.
At Tecmo Super Bowl,
It's difficult,
because everything
dude.
is going on, and I don't fucking like it. And Fight Night, it's cool when somebody knows what they're doing to play it, because otherwise I just look like I don't know, like a guy that snorted too much fucking paint,
So-
and I'm trying to punch. But now I want to say. Is NBA 2K20? Can you create can you bring back old teams?
Yeah,
Like, can you I would take the Wizards and make them Bullets.
Yeah, you can do all that shit. You can do all that shit. But I'm into the realism of it, Jay. I'm into the realism.
Bullets
of
could
it.
come back.
Yeah, sure, but I'm into
Yeah.
the realism of it. So I want to take the Mavericks and I want to make them championship contenders. Is what I want to do. So like the first season, like I lost, but the game's fucking hard. So I'm playing on All-Star mode, which is the 3rd out of 5 top modes.
Is that all Madden?
Now, if it's Madden, I can play like hardcore and like go full game. But with the NBA 2K20, I'm not seasoned enough, right? So right now, I actually won the first round. I beat the Clippers 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm in the second round against the Warriors, and they're up 2-0 on me, and they're gonna fuck me up.
You know what's funny is when you said the Clippers, it was fun. Like I used to, for some reason, I liked the Clippers back in the day. I'm talking about when they fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Back in the '90s.
Yeah, they're good now.
But I liked. Dude, this is how far. Like this is the extent of my basketball knowledge because I'm not caught up on the NBA anymore. Clyde Drexler. I like Clyde.
yeah.
What was he in the?
Clyde Drexler. He was on the Trailblazers, I
The
believe.
Trailblazers. I always
For a
loved
minute.
Portland. Yeah, I do.
And the
like I
Hawks,
know the
too.
names of the teams. I just don't remember it. But that's badass. I know I have talked about NBA 2K20 being awesome. Did your daughter hate your face after you fucking did that?
I've been like just hanging out in her room at night.
Yeah.
Just like she'll be on her phone, hanging out in the bed. I'm like, hey, check out this dunk I just did. You know, it's been fun.
So nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
but yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, though,
the game
playability.
I haven't played it. I've been too busy to play it for the past couple of years, so I don't know. I'm not very good at the game. I'm not very good at the
Yeah.
game. I can pick up any basketball game and be like average at it, just because I remember the controls. I remember. What to do.
I'm gonna do Anchorman. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I can though. I can play online and hold my own, but like with Madden, I'll fuck your shit up. I will fucking ruin you.
well,
in Madden.
yeah,
Don't
but-
fuck with me in Madden. But NBA 2K, I haven't had the time. I haven't had the time to.
No, I'm not gonna be the guy that we know that like plays you at Madden and leaves without saying anything and just walks out of my
I
house.
will ruin your asshole in Madden. Trust me. Fight me.
But anyway,
Patreons, hit me up.
I would also say I do know like, I know John Wall, like, he played for Kentucky,
I traded for his ass.
but he's great.
But it's hard to trade on that game, dude, because they have caps. They have salary caps. So your cap has to match the other team's cap.
I thought you were talking about soda
So you
caps.
got to give enough. First off, you have to add enough value to the other team to trade, but you also got to remain under the salary cap, so it's hard. But I managed with my GM wheeling and dealing to get John Wall and Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic on the same team. My bench sucks shit, but I got the big three. Anyways,
You have the general from the insurance company being your GM?
but apart from that's been my free time has gone to that. But I did watch. I watched Scream 2. I showed Memphis, my 10-year-old, Scream 2.
I have to go back and watch the Screams. It's been a while.
Dude, Scream 2, some people literally will die on their sword and they will say that Scream 2 is better than Scream. And I think that's fucking crazy.
No,
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know why you were coddled so much by your mother and you never got off the milk tit until you were 18. It's not true at all.
Some people believe it,
Scream
man.
1,
Tell
no,
me.
it's not true. I mean, it's not. It's not true.
I disagree too.
It's like saying, okay, but I know, but it's like saying Nightmare on Elm Street 1 is inferior to Nightmare 2. Now, you can make an argument.
I do love Nightmare 2.
Nightmare 2 is fucking incredible. Yeah. It's great. But what they did with Nightmare 1, no. It's not even close. It's close, but not. It doesn't sell all the cigars. And Scream 1 is memorable because the fact it was the OG. It was literally the first time you ever saw a meta fucking serial killer, and the way that Wes Craven like framed it,
dude,
and made it happen.
Dude, it was one of a kind in the history of our time.
I will say, Scream 2 is phenomenal as well. Especially, you got was it Randy?
Yeah.
And he's back. He's like, he's talking about the sequel stuff. The sequel. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, they did a great job with Scream. It's fucking awesome.
They did, but dude, look, I like Scream 2, but it's a watered down Scream.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the kills in Scream versus the kills in Scream 2, the kills are watered down. The opening kill, take it. I put this on Twitter the other day. The opening kill, Omar Epps in the bathroom. Like, he stabs through, like, you ever been in a bathroom stall?
I never listened to somebody taking a dump.
This thick of plastic. He stabs through that thick of plastic with a knife and knows exactly what the dude's here. And we've argued
He was really determined.
You guys know, we've argued about this on Twitter all week. But, like, that kill alone was bad. What I love about Scream 2, even though I feel like it's a really watered down version of Scream 1, it's not as dark, it's not as fucked up, and it's just not as scary. But what I love about Scream 2, I love the cast, top to bottom. Cast is great. Jerry O'Connell was fucking awesome. Timothy Olyphant's fucking awesome in that movie.
I love that guy.
I loved all that shit.
I love the chick from Roseanne, but
didn't love her, but yeah, she was there.
I didn't really love her either. I didn't like her in Roseanne. But as far as like the bathroom scene with Omar Epps, like, dude, like, because Scary Movie was so fucking like,
I know, but you always think of Scary Movie.
I always think of the dick coming through.
Yeah,
the thing.
me too.
I
Yeah,
always think of the dick, and I know it's unfair because that movie came out well before.
I do the same thing.
But I'm always thinking of big black cock coming through and going, oh,
I do the same fucking thing. I do the same fucking thing. I always think of the dick.
the dick.
And that's everybody on Twitter said the same fucking thing. They're like, oh yeah,
you just the wiener coming through the fucking stall wall.
But what Scream 2 does really fucking good is they take that music from Broken Arrow with John Woo, and that's dope as fuck.
That's the best music.
Down,
That's one of the
down,
best music.
down,
Love it.
down, down.
But I love it in Broken Arrow more.
Down.
I just did.
Yeah, the music's great, and I love doing that. The whole conversation between Dewey and Courtney Cox, where he's like, "How do you know I don't just act like an idiot? Therefore, enabling me to frequently move without any given situation with you know the conversation, right? I love that whole fucking sequence is so great, man. I love that.
I feel like that's how he got his job when he was auditioning. He was like, "How do you know that I didn't do this on purpose? I can do this part with my eyes closed. I mean, I'm acting like an idiot because that's what the script called for. If you want me to be in your movie, just let me be in your movie."
But the way he says is like, therefore enabling me to frequently move with any given capability. Whatever it was he said there, I love that so much.
Yeah.
And Randy is so good in that movie. And it's
really
the last time we get to see Randy. And I love that. And I thought Jerry O'Connell with the "I think I love you," that shit was great. Cotton was great in that movie. The whole cast, Courtney Cox was awesome in that movie. The whole cast was great in that movie.
Yeah.
But overall, like as an overall film, I just felt like it was a watered down version of the first movie.
Yeah, it just doesn't stack up to Scream 1.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't.
Other than that, the only thing I watched was I started watching The Sopranos again, and this is only because we filmed the White Men Can't Jump commentary, and I went to sleep, and I was like, we talked about the virus and all the shit that was going on, so I was like, I want to.
The one with Jamie Lee Curtis, the movie Virus.
No, Corona.
Sigourney Weaver.
I wanted to escape. It was in my mind when we got done filming.
Sigourney Weaver.
We got done filming our commentary. It was on my mind, so I laid down to go to sleep, and I was like, for some reason I wanted to watch something soothing to me, and something soothing to me was Tony Soprano, because Tony Soprano is going through, like, in every single episode of that show, he's going through so fucking much that, like, you can almost escape through him, because it's like, even though we're going through all this crazy shit in the world, like, Tony Soprano has so much more on his mind. I was like, I can just escape through him. So I turned on The Sopranos, and I fell asleep watching it. And the only thing I want to say about that is that I fell asleep on the couch watching it, and I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like,
Don't touch.
and I look up at the TV, and me and my wife have been watching it, and I was like in the late season 2, and Richie is fucking Janice up the butt. He's got her over the couch, up the butt, and literally just fucking her up the butt, and they're doing nasty shit, and I'm like, I woke up to this. Dude, it fucked up my whole day.
You know what,
I haven't been right since.
I would have felt like if I woke up and I was hungover and I saw another man fucking his woman up the butthole, up the tailpipe on TV, and I had beer all around me because I had cleaned it up because I was going to do that tomorrow.
That's pretty much what it was.
I'd be like, my life has fallen this far. Like, there's porn going on the fucking TV screen. My daughter can walk in at any moment and see this butt fuckery happening. And how am I supposed to explain it? Like, look, sometimes mommies and daddies don't love each other that much, and they gotta fuck up the butt.
I was like, Memphis, you're not awake, are you? Where's the remote? Jesus Christ!
And then
have you seen Janice and fucking Richie fuck? It's scary.
And then you're like, God damn, you're really going for it tonight. You're really going for the fudge factory.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna close that shit down before the virus ever does it. Like, you're gonna seal her butthole up like the fucking Mount Fuji.
You don't want to start your day that way at 4 a.m. I can promise you that. And that's literally the first thing I thought. I was like, my kid's aren't around, right? Because I just, like, he had her bent over the couch, and, like, there was crack and everything. I was like, oh, fuck.
Janice is hot, though.
No, she's fucking
I'm
not.
kidding, I know.
Oh, Jesus Lord Almighty.
is.
But that's what we watched this week. And that's the show. That's the fucking show.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, I feel like slightly disappointed, but happy that it's over.
Kind of
like sex. Yeah, exactly like sex. And that's never gonna go away for guys. Like, that's how you feel. Well, no, you can feel super happy, but slightly disappointed that you didn't get the partner off.
Yeah.
But it is what, like, take it or leave it.
One other thing I watched, though, real quick, by the way, Ken did a commentary on Village of the Damned. Do you remember that? John Carpenter's with Christopher Reeves?
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna tell you something about Christopher Reeves. Fucking incredible horseback rider.
A good actor, too. Oh, Jay, god damn it.
It's okay, guys.
What are you, Eminem?
I love Christopher Reeve. He's the only real true Superman. It's a great movie, Village of the Damned.
Underrated. I enjoyed it.
I never really liked it.
I didn't, before I watched it the other night, I didn't like it either, but I was like, this is some real shit.
For me, Village of the Damned is kind of like how Tommy Knockers were. I just don't like it.
I kept getting confused with Tommy Knockers, but the reason we did it was because it was like, okay, so like, our kids are all off school right now, so we're stuck watching our kids, so let's watch a movie about fucked up kids. Then we ended up watching that, and I actually enjoyed it. Like, it freaked me the fuck out this time around, because like everybody in the town passes out. Like, all of a sudden, they're all having a barbecue, the whole town's there, and everybody passes out at once, and then the women all wake up and they're fucking pregnant. Like, what a fucking plot. What a fucking plot is that,
You know who did that? It was the motherfucking Repo Man from WWF. When they were all passed out, he was like...
But no, they all wake up pregnant, and their kids are evil as fuck.
I always imagine it like the Repo Man from the WWF, the old school, like 96 or 95, with the little fucking, and he would just sneak around like this, and he would like bang bang, fake you mean.
And directed by John Carpenter.
Was that based on the Stephen King?
No, I thought it was too, but it wasn't. It's got nothing to do with
Well, I feel like, wasn't Christopher Reeve in Tommy Knockers, though?
I don't know. Dude, I'm the same. Dude, thank you. Because the entire time we were watching the movie,
I swear to God,
I kept confusing it with a Stephen King movie, and it has nothing to do with Stephen King or Tommy Knockers.
Well, here's the thing about Tommy Knockers. The movie Tommy Knockers, even the book was... I read the book, and because I'd watched the movie when I was a kid, and then I read the book. The book's not even that good. It's so fucking weird, and it's so over the top. That's how I feel like the movie Village of the Damned... Dude, if they remade that, though...
Give it a rewatch, man. It's fucked up.
I don't know.
It scared me.
Well, you have kids. I don't have kids.
Again, though,
I don't care.
People... Like a whole town passes out and wakes up pregnant, and their kids are evil as fuck.
It's not mine.
But the kids are still evil as fuck.
I'd kill them all, and I'd leave.
I don't know.
That guy reminds me of Children of the Corn, though.
A little bit, but yeah, it's still fucked up, man.
Fucking Malachi, you cocksucker. What did you do to my wife?
Malachi, you cocksucker. That's the show. That's the fucking show. Thank you guys. You guys have been awesome about this new format, and you guys have been so cool about it, and I hope you're enjoying it. And as I said on Twitter the other day, like, the plan is, as long as we're in the middle of this fucking bullshit, as long as we're all in the middle of this fucking virus bullshit, our plan is to make sure we release at least one video every single day.
I thought you were gonna say release one nut a day.
Yeah, that too.
Make sure you have to. You gotta squeeze
Rookie
one
numbers.
off.
You gotta pump those
Squeeze 'em
numbers up. But we're gonna put out a video every single day, hell or high water, as long as we can for you guys, at least during this whole thing, because we're trying to distract you, you big turd blossom.
We're gonna be fine, guys. Okay,
gonna be
calm
alright.
your tits down. Don't get crazy. Stop stocking up all the TP like it's never gonna get made again. And
Yeah.
if worse comes to worse, do the goddamn dog crawl in the fucking grass and wipe your ass. You also have a shower.
We're gonna be good.
If you gotta do a bidet, go do a bidet. All
We're
right,
gonna be good. Let's have fun together.
it's gonna be okay.
Let's love each other, and we're gonna get through this together. One wham video every day until the shit's over. That's our promise.
Party on, dudes.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck a guy.
Yes.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.